Okay, we are live. Hello and welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello.
Yes. Oh boy. Wow, man, it's like a shopping mall. It's been converted.
Yeah, it is a fucking shopping mall. I kind of look like a shopping mall, right?
Yeah. But what blows my mind is, how young people, these kids, they all are just toting the line for the government. They're just slaves,
They
and
have no
they,
choice, you know. They literally have no choice.
right? They're slaves.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Michael Haskey. They don't play, son. What's up? What's up, Michael Haskey? So, you know, uh, you know, that's crazy shit, bro. $2.99. What is he talking about? California Tiki. Hey, how's it going? Hey, not telling. Happy 710. Yes, it's 710. Just in time. Very good timing. Wow, not telling finally warns us ahead of time. She is on her game. Yes. Let's go with some OG Kush. Concentrate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that stuff right there. I love it. I've been sleeping really good, and I think I might be sleeping a little too much with that stuff. I'm not sure. That's the mustard gas does have a lasting knockout effect. We like that in our cannabis. Anyway, I went back and I watched the rest of what we didn't watch this morning from yesterday's show, where I blocked that woman for making a classless suggestion in a conversation with me. If you're trying to make a point with me, it's probably best not to have your default be pedophilia. It's not going to go over well with me. You wouldn't be the first, person to suggest that. And it's something that I've had to deal with on here before. And just understand, they don't play. And that's what they say, because I've got a reputation on here, and as sullied as it may be, the one thing you're not going to recommend is that shit, and I'm not even going to let you fucking entertain it, because you have no class. That's not my fault. That's your fault. You're going to go have a conversation with somebody on a podcast. You better learn how, when they call you on your bullshit, and you're watching some guy that every time he tells you a lie, he says, "In the name of Jesus Christ," might be a liar, and you better fucking learn that shit real quick. Just because you invoke Jesus' name doesn't mean you're a truth teller. And some of you need to learn that. People use Jesus to hoodwink you and lie to you and swindle you. Hey, guess what? Fucking preachers do it every day. So when you come in here and you start slinging your mud around, and inside that mud there's some kind of nutcracker like that moron was, you're just going to get shut the fuck down. So make sure you check your sources, folks. Make sure it's something that your mom and dad would say, yeah, that's pretty legit. Your brother, your sister, your neighbor, all the people that shut you out of your life, make sure that at least they would accept it, because if they're not going to accept it, there's no way I'm going to accept it from you. If your own family has shunned you for your bullshit, don't try to run that thing by a stranger. You know? I'm going to go back and we're going to watch some of this because I think it's excellent entertainment. What I did, how that transpired, and what I said about Hawaiian real estate. What I said before I even knew what the channel was. And I nailed it. Why? I just considered the source. I considered, who the person was who was telling me this garbage. And I figured, wow, you've got to have a whack source that's telling you this garbage. And sure enough, I nailed it again, just like I nailed that, $26,200 figure on Bitcoin. It's crazy, right? Tell it, Nate, says Tiki. I'm the queen of blocking trolls. Right on, Tiki. Well, you're going to fit in just great here. You should be a moderator for me. Dawn had a problem. Dawn had a problem yesterday. She was sourcing out that Alaskan woman, man. I was like, you don't want to source information from someone like that. They're just lying to you. And that's where you want to ask them where they're getting their information from. If it was only to debunk it, I would understand. But, it was almost like you were trying to back up a narrative. And the whole direct energy weapons thing is just so 2017. So 2017. Cyber, you got a bullpack? Oh, great. Okay. You want to go outside, Kat? Go on. You can go outside. Go outside, Harles. Go. Thank you. All right, I'm going to queue up that video, man. I think you guys are going to dig it. I mean, we watched just a minute of it today, but you guys need to see how I dealt with that person, and you need to hear all the words I said, because every single word I said turned out to be true, and I'm like a freaking Nostradamus, and I want you to witness my Nostradamus. No, I swear to fuck, no. I didn't say that you didn't believe in sex trafficking, child sex trafficking. You gotta be some fucking right-wing nut. There it is. Okay, cool. This is great. Blame the power companies. Blame the power companies. I want to say something's fishy. How nothing blue burned. This is it right here. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What is that supposed to mean, Barefoot and AK? Funny how nothing blue burned. What? I'm all like, what? I'm all like, what? There were fires, but I also heard that they were able to evacuate people and that they lifted the evacuation order. So, what did you hear? Did something else happen? Oh, do something on purpose. Dude. This is kind of hard to watch. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, everybody. Nothing blue burned? Do you want me to look into nothing blue? Is that what you're telling me to look into? What does that even fucking mean? She's like, I'll apologize to you after you apologize to me. Yeah, so you're listening to some fucking whack job in Hawaii that's lying to you, Barefoot. Boom. Boom. Oh, I nailed it. I didn't even know who she was referencing. How funny is that? That's usually I'll throw a guess out like that before we even look into something. And then we'll go and we'll find out. We'll go check out Hawaii real estate, and it'll be some fucking right-wing nutcracker. Boom. Nailed it again. It's so funny. It's almost as if I have ESP or ability to look into the future or some kind of extra, some sort of super power that allows me to see shit that other people just can't see for some reason. But I nailed it. And, I just be like, whatever. Here it comes. Here it comes. I just came up with a new term. Right-wing nutcracker. Here comes the accusation. Watch my expression change. See how happy I was? Oh God! Don't get sources from fucking Barefoot and AK. So. Oh my God! So at this point, after Alaska said that nothing blue burned in Hawaii and that I should look into that, Pokey Dawn says, where do you get that information from? To Alaska. So I'm like, Pokey, really? You're going to ask this crazy person where they're getting this information from so you can go, double down on your narrative? Really? You're making a huge mistake right now, Pokey Dawn. You guys all feed into this bullshit. Where do we look that up? Where do we look that up? Hawaii real estate. Hawaii? Where can we find this? Nothing blue burned. Where can I valuable source of information? Is that Pokemon? You want to go look up the nothing blue burned? I'm willing to go look it up for you. What? Why does everyone always go to the? Why don't you motherfuckers always go to the fucking pedophilia shit? There it is. What is wrong with you? So this is when Alaska then. This is interesting. So because I don't believe her bullshit about direct energy weapons starting the fire in California. And because I don't buy into somebody named Hawaii Real Estate, who's supposedly a valid newscaster on fucking the fires in Hawaii, a guy named Hawaii Real Estate. It's going to be her source for the direct energy weapon bullshit narrative that she's feeding me. She then says to me that since I don't buy that, I probably don't believe in child human trafficking either because it's a right-wing talking point. And at first, I didn't know what she was... Right? At first, I didn't know what she was talking about, but watch my response. This response is classic nay. Look at my attitude change right here. Pokemon, you want to go look up the nothing blue burned? Watch my face. Watch my face. See the smile? Watch my face. What? Why does everyone always go to the... Why don't you motherfuckers always go to the fucking pedophilia shit? What is wrong with you? Dude, I swear to God, you owe me an apology, Barefoot. That was fair. I'll accept your apology. See? That was fair. Totally. Dude, at that moment, I was owed an apology at that moment. And all she would have had to do was say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gone there. You're right. That was not cool. And I would have been like, thanks, let's get high and blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. No, this shows you how fucking psychotic people are. Right here. Go ahead and apologize. It's really not classy of you to even fucking say that on my podcast. So go ahead and fucking apologize. I'll accept your apology if you just fucking say you're sorry. You want to know where they read it? Why? Because that's a right-wing talking point. Bro, I didn't even give a fuck where this information came from. It wasn't even, I wasn't at all interested in looking up Hawaii real estate because I knew it was some, Marjorie Taylor Greene bullshit. But you know what? For some reason, Hawaii real estate came up on my news feed in YouTube this morning. It was the very first video. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? I'm like, whoa, that's weird. So I clicked on it and I went to his channel and I found the video about the direct energy weapons. And I watched a couple minutes in Jesus' name. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Okay. This is true in Jesus' name, everybody. Cyber, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. No longer going to get him. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, everybody in the chats. Andrew, hey, Michael Heskey. Not telling California Tiki and Faye Smith. Cheers.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
All right, here we go. waiting for my apology. And I'm waiting.
No, I swear to fuck, no.
And the response was, after you apologize first. That was the response. What was I apologizing for? At this point, did I have anything to fucking apologize for? Somebody comes in and lies to my face, and I have a visceral reaction. Of course I do, because I fucking hate liars, and you should too. And when you learn to fucking hate liars, you'll be cool like me. And then until you're like me, you're going to be trying to figure out why the fuck I got pissed.
I didn't say that you didn't believe in sex trafficking, child sex trafficking. You fucking apologized to me, period. That's what's up. That's what's going to happen right now. Fucking Hawaii real estate. We'll go laugh about Hawaii real estate.
Oh. And we did, and we will do it again. It is the biggest joke of a fucking bunch of idiots that I've ever seen. I don't know if Cyber's ever seen anybody dumber than Hawaii real estate. Based on how, they look at something that's melted from a fire and claim that that's evidence that it wasn't a fire. It's evidence that it was a direct energy weapon. When everyone saw the fucking fire.
I can kind of chop it, but that's just in the stupid end with flat earthers. They claim that moonlight is cold. That if you can measure moonlight, it's colder than. So if you put something out in the moonlight, it will cool down. I'm not fucking kidding.
I saw that. A dude put a glass of water in his windowsill in a video.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this water's cooling.
After you fucking apologized to me.
But
You
that's nothing
apologize.
that's
How about
really
this?
because
Yeah,
it's
exactly. How about
almost evil,
Say that one more time.
I say that's just being stupid, This one is more evil, when you're fucking.
Well, yeah, when you're distracting, you're running cover for the goddamn power company that started the fire. You fucking dumb cunt, bitch. The actual people who are guilty of it, you're saying it's something else. Instead of going after these motherfuckers, you could be spending your energy going after the cunts that started the fire. And I just don't understand how you can't stay that focused out of your fucking stupid narrative to see something so blatantly obvious just because somebody named Hawaii Real Estate is telling you that I can't wait to go over this video. We're going to watch the whole fucking video. It's like 30 minutes of this guy.
I think some people, they want the reality to be different, That's why they believe in fucking flat earth and all kind of fucking conspiracies, because apparently they want it to be true and the reality is apparently not enough for them. I don't know, but they gotta be, I don't know. Definitely something mental going on.
Well, there's a few things. A lot of people are depressed and they're sad, and sometimes when you look at things in the way they alter reality. They can alter their sadness. If they can say that a lie is the truth, then their sadness can be bullshit too, and it could be something that simple. But it can also be so intricate and involved and such a deep psychosis that we would never even understand it. But it goes from the whole litany, bro. It's from the stupidest reasons. Fuck society. That's the flat earth thing, is fuck everybody. I'm just gonna lie and see their reaction. Yeah. A lot of flat earthers do that. They know the earth's round.
Yeah.
Oh, they fucking know it. A lot of them do.
There are some true flat earthers. I would say probably 8 out of 10 people who claim they're flat earthers.
Is that science? Was that science, bro? That was good. 8 out of 10.
In those flat earth debates, because I was like you, man, I don't believe people truly believe the earth is flat. But some of those people, they truly fucking believe the earth is flat, But it's definitely not all of them. The vast majority is fucking posers, who like to debate, who like to be contrarians, want to see, no matter how stupid the subject is, if they can just win the fucking argument, they get some kind of fucking satisfaction out of that, you know?
Right. Okay, so this is the evidence video that this woman is being. This is Hawaii real estate, and you'll see the rhetoric here. There's a point right here where he's looking at the rim, and he says, "In Jesus' name." It's really weird. Listen to this part.
The channel. Why? Because you are our only hope of getting this out to the world through the YouTube algorithm. This is a tire that is gone. These are the braids of steel inside the tire. Look at this particular rim. Is it safe to say these are aluminum?
Look at the windshield. What's that?
Are these aluminum?
Yeah, that's cast aluminum wheels.
Cast aluminum wheel. You can see it melted.
And the windshield on the inside.
Look at the windshield. That is a windshield right there that is completely melted.
Yeah,
We have some jumper cables in the back.
In fucking heat.
Right?
The vehicle. We have some cast aluminum here.
You're fucking making bombs, you fucking idiot.
That's pulverized.
Like, just dust.
How is that possible for a grass fire that did not come from this direction? Because you can see there's nothing that's been burned over here. What could cause that type of destruction when you have a grass fire on this side that obviously didn't connect? But even if it was a grass fire,
Where is he saying
flames right
Jesus
here where
in
this grass burned.
Jesus' name?
Yet,
It's so
when you
funny.
turn and look right in this direction, besides seeing Dylan, my technical cameraman,
Technical.
you can see this car. And for all you scientists out there that have been sending me images and you're asking me if they're real, I'm here to tell you, in Jesus' name,
There it is.
what we're showing you is real, live on YouTube. So if you enjoy
Yeah, what you're showing is real, but what you're saying in Jesus' name is not real. So there, you should distinguish that.
Is you wondering how the car caught in fire because what? I'm confused.
Yeah, he's claiming that there's no signs of fire around the car. It's just the car caught on fire. Therefore,
Yeah,
this
but-
was, signs of a direct energy weapon.
Well, wasn't the burnt grass fucking 10 feet away from the car? I mean, a fire fucking, if it's a huge fire and flame is fucking huge, if the grass burning like that kind of dissipate quite a lot of heat, you know? And things who get fucking hot over a long period of time, that fucking catches fire, you know? I've seen fucking cars catch on fire that was not on fire by itself, but was standing by a house that was on fire. That house got so fucking hot that the car burst in fire. I mean, the flames at no point touched the car until the car went into flames.
Right. And, flame doesn't always travel on the ground either.
Also that.
And his evidence here is that, well, the car burned and sits all alone. And this car burned, but none of the ground burned. So this is evidence that they used a direct energy weapon. And I'm like, the car's at the top of a mountain. The bottom of the mountain, the whole side of the mountain was on fire. Those flames were going somewhere. Where do you think those flames were going? That whole side of the mountain. And just because the ground didn't burn next to the car didn't mean that it didn't get so hot that what could burn did. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was direct flames on that car, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was just the fucking heat coming up out of that valley that they're standing up over. And he doesn't want to just look down in the valley and go, "Oh, this whole valley was on fire."
We ask you
Actually,
to please immediately like this, share this, and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because you are our only hope of getting this out to the world through the YouTube algorithm.
you guys, he's got 160,000 subscribers. A bunch of fucking idiots that believe in this bullshit.
This is a tire that is gone. These are the braids of steel inside the tire. Look at this particular rim. Is it safe to say these are aluminum?
Look at the windshield. What's that?
Are these
Is it
aluminum?
safe to say?
Yeah,
Is it
that's
safe
got-
to say that you're not a
Look
scientist?
at all this. Came all the way out here.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have responses for this whole
That's
video.
not just heating and melting. That's liquefying, which is
Heating and melting, you idiot. Have you ever melted a candle? What happened to the wax? Did it not turn to liquid? You fucking deep thinker, you.
That's all.
yeah,
God,
that's
man.
probably like 1,500 to 2,000 degrees. Look,
So-
that looks like a cell phone.
And what,
Oh my gosh.
What?
I'm just astounded by the fucking stupidity, man.
Bro, do you know what Billy Ballantyne said? He said, yeah, all those the steel beams and shit that melted in the twin towers in fucking 9/11. Said they were all shaped that way using heat. You fucking idiots. And I'm like, exactly, dude. And like,
What do you guys think?
I'm like, did the towers get as hot as a fucking kiln? Absolutely they did. Absolutely they did. That's how all that steel
jet fuel,
fucking
that
melted.
burns really, really fucking hot.
I
don't
told him it was
remember
too.
how hot jet fuel burns, but jet fuel that burns insanely hot.
Each one of those towers was a scientific experiment proving the last one. They prove each other that shit happened. You know, you're just like, Jesse Ventura, follow the money. Oh, it was a controlled explosion. Oh, I'm a C4 expert from the fucking Marines. Oh,
Talk to me.
it's a controlled
There's a
explosion.
video. Call Joe Rogan. Right? Yeah. Somebody call somebody with way more social media clout than I have. And we're not... The Rock. Where's The Rock at? Where's the...
Call Joe Rogan. Call The Rock. I want to be famous, and I've got direct energy. I've got the goddamn evidence right here. This motherfucker's such an idiot.
PGA at? Where's the people at? Where are the people that love this country? They're going to help us solve this mystery and are going to allow us to have access to what they're doing over there. There's still a TFR,
If
temporary
you
flight
believe so much in that
restriction,
shit, you should
still in
buy
place for this.
exactly the same car, exactly the same model of car, place it somewhere and put it on fire and see how that car look afterward. If it looked kind of the same, or if it looked the same, you fucking lost. And I want my money back.
Look at this right here, though. The car is sitting up on a cliff, and it's up above the whole area that fucking burned. And you can literally see whatever vegetation was there is gone. There's just a little bit left on, off to where he's pointing. He's going to talk about that. I don't know what his point is about that, but that was all flames right there.
Today we cannot fly a drone over that. We've been in touch with the FAA since the first day. We have provided a statement of work on company letterhead saying that we want to get a drone in the sky. Why? Because we want to start watching these hillsides at night for fire.
You can just do anything. That's
What?
really official.
What's that?
I say, she said on company letterhead, and then I say, yeah, you just need a company letterhead, then it's really official, and then you can do fucking anything.
Right.
Yes, we might see what they're doing in that town, but we also want to monitor this because we had a fire start up yesterday in Kaanapali. Whatever it is that caused this, which we don't know, is still trying to cause havoc on this island as we speak. So this threat's not over, the story's not finished. And it's because God Almighty has allowed us to have this type of access to this piece of evidence right now on this.
Okay, so if God was so almighty, why doesn't he fucking put an end to your stupid fucking direct energy weapons? If God Almighty, if he's so great, why didn't he just why is it even there? Why didn't he go, oh, God can't do
You
that.
really don't really do anything.
God can't affect free will.
The side of this
Create a bunch of people that do dumb shit and fly fucking direct energy weapons. God, in Jesus' name.
highway is
Amen.
public.
Amen. In Jesus' name.
And the sheriffs were nice enough to leave us alone. They said we couldn't park here, but why is it that the media is not given
I'm gonna
access?
say there's probably a good 75% chance that dude is also a flat earther.
Maybe, dude. You want me to find out? Dude, I'll find out right now. While we're watching this, I'll go through his videos.
In the third-party independent oversight to what's going on. Why is the deputy sheriff, the chief of police, still the coroner? There's so many unanswered questions, but I hope that this brings some insight into what limited things we are able to see right now.
Right here.
And quite frankly, this does not make sense. Even if I didn't understand anything about temperature or fires, any logical person can look at this and go, hey,
Oh
man,
my lord, look at the motor.
how did this grass fire cause this car to completely melt? Look at
Oh, look. So he didn't want to show that before, dude. He only wanted to show the other side, and he was saying, look, none of this burned. How did this right here? This part right here, look.
connected. But even if it was a grass fire,
And it's
even-
still only half burned. I mean,
yeah, you can see there's even some grass over here that's still standing.
Right here.
It's not even been burned.
See this?
So even down below, directly below this, you can see some wood fence posts that were burned, but you can see all that grass.
Dude, everything below that car caught on fire. You can literally, he's showing the ash right now.
Yeah.
That is right below the car. That whole, and he doesn't know how tall that grass was. But that was all, there was a fence there or something. A wood fence? I don't know what the hell that was. Everything
that's
fucking
the wood
burned.
fence. Yeah, that's the wood fence. Gone.
Grass is
Hot
still
first.
good. So how do you get this car this hot?
Because the wood fence was at the bottom of the flames were going over the wood fence because of the current of the wind, and that car was just getting like a laser beam of fire.
In the comment
Because it was a direct energy weapon from the sky.
section, I need to hear from you guys.
That
Honestly,
car,
I
bro,
need to hear.
that car was the car they had to get. That was the whole reason they did it. That car, if you look at it, I know it doesn't look like much, but that car was very integral in the Illuminati trying to put down the man.
In the comment section.
Trying to put down the working class.
Section. There's some smart people, and I'm not talking about, I'm talking about some intelligent people out there that understand physics, science, melting points,
Because
not the
definitely
nonsense people. We need to just silence the nonsense for a
Dude,
moment. We need
you
some real
don't need a lot of information right here, dude. You're such an idiot. Here it is. Fire can do exactly what you're looking at. You're literally looking at the evidence. It's right in front of you, and you're a moron for not just going, wow, it's, you know what, everybody? It's crazy what fire can do to shit. Look at what fire did to this. This was just a fire. It was from the power company. The power company sucks. We should be talking about them. We should be going after them. But I can't deal with reality because I've got like a 1-inch penis. And because my penis is only 1 inch long, I have to make up that it's longer than that and everything else. It only works if I do that. Where on multiple realities, in my other reality, my penis is much bigger.
big on wire.
scientists and real professors around the world to check in right now and help us understand what phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it's an anomaly or whatever you want to call that word.
Right.
No,
This
it's
isn't-
not,
This is just
you
one
idiot.
vehicle. This is what we're seeing in all.
Oh, there's the window down there in the middle.
Where's the window?
Down in the
Oh,
crack.
you can see the melted window down in the crack.
It just dripped down in there.
It's just dripped into the. You can see that. I don't know if the camera's picking
Dude,
that up
he's
for you.
spending all this time talking about this
But I've
car.
had people reach out to me from around the world asking,
Like
out
this
on
is-
the side of this highway that's public, and the
Like
sheriffs
this is
were
some
nice
kind
enough
of
to leave us
evidence.
alone.
It's like, we found this
They said
car.
we couldn't park here.
Look,
Why?
everybody. Look, I found this one car, and it's the evidence we need to prove that it's direct energy weapons that are causing this.
That the media is not giving
He literally, it says that, it says DEW or what in the title.
access. Is there third-party independent oversight to what's going on? Why is the deputy sheriff, the chief of police, still the coroner? There's so many unanswered questions, but I hope that this brings some
There
insight
are
into
many
what we
unanswered
are
questions. Did
limited
your fucking parents drop you on the head as a kid? What happened?
God,
things
dude.
we are able to see right now.
And you know what's just as dumb are the people, the camera crew and his buddy that's with him. They're like a crew of dumb. It's like you could put all of them together and you could add all of their IQ together and they still would be dumber than the dumbest
And it
person
will
in my
still be
chat.
the negative. Yeah, it will still be the
The
negative.
amount of dumb is just insane.
Right here.
And quite frankly, this does not make sense. Even
They
if I
are
didn't
so
understand
fucking
anything
wrong
about
that they're
temperature
not
of
even
fire,
wrong.
any
How
logical
fucking wrong they are.
person can look at this and go, hey,
Oh
man,
my lord, look at the motor.
how did this grass fire cause this car to completely melt? Look at this look at this motor.
The manifold
Where's the manifold?
right here.
You know, here's my answer to that. Since you keep asking. Because it did. Because that's what fire does. And you're literally picking through the evidence with your grubby little fingers right now, you freaking flat earther.
I know, where is it?
It's dust.
And then look at that push pop in there.
Oh,
Completely,
he is a
What?
flat earther?
completely intact.
Well, maybe someone came here and had a
Maybe
kid
they'd have
taking
to throw that-
pictures or
I
something.
don't know,
you
it looks like it endured a fire. I don't know.
that is weird though. So this is just pulver.
Oh, we could call him. His
literally-
phone number's on
That's
here.
the
He
battery.
doxed himself.
Oh gosh.
That's lead.
That is lead.
That is how smart those people
That
are.
is lead. Oh, boy,
It
you get that off.
literally is.
Yeah. Might not be damaging now. And here's the glass from the lights.
I wonder if you ever fucking seen the car after a car fire. I mean,
I
Again,
guess
I can't
not.
overstate this enough. You guys got to help out right now. We got to get this out to the world.
This is unreal.
whatever you can do.
We've got to get this out to the world.
Yeah.
If your
We
fingers
have to
aren't
get it out to
bleeding
you
by
two
the end
guys.
of the night,
Gotta get it out to
sharing
the
this type of
world.
content, and people that are bringing you the truth, of course, you can give to
So
our
funny, dude.
our
They're
fund
so.
that we've created.
He's just
this type of
just
reporting
the
show.
amount of fucking self-importance that he's got about himself. Everyone needs to hear my words about this thing that I know nothing about, that I'm completely wrong, that has been disproven time and time again. It's so important that everybody hear about
Going and
that.
help the people of Maui. It's MauiLFG.org. You can go to that website if you have a need, if you have a resource, if you want to give, go to MauiLFG.org.
There's no search.
We're out here every day in the field.
Where's the every day in the
What
field,
we feel, honestly, God's calling us
You
to
work
do.
in the field, man.
dude? God's calling people like this. Everybody, all of you God people out there, just so you know, this is what some of you sound like. Not all of you, but some of you sound like this.
Working in the field, doing God's work.
Here comes the cops. Oh boy. Well, if they arrest us, it's going to be on.
Get a ride from them.
We can get a ride from
They
them.
arrest us. They're not
Oh my
gonna
God.
arrest you. They're just gonna lock you
No,
up.
it's an
and put you
ambulance. I
in a big
think we're okay.
soft padded
Okay.
room so you don't gonna fucking hurt yourself.
The
Yeah, this is just beyond
Oh, look, I'm gonna kick this tire out. Look at me
unbelievable.
kicking this tire. That's science right there, everybody.
So, something that's
I know exactly how.
why I didn't really want to say anything. Why?
Dude, it was so funny the way I said, we're literally going to go watch this Hawaii dude. He's just going to be a fucking dumbass, you know? And because I've been here, done this so many times.
Talking?
sure.
But if you look,
Yeah.
how does, and this was in front, so what's in there to get that hot to melt that?
Fire?
A lot of
From this
things
little
that
grass
can
fire
burn-
right
A lot of fuel and other things that can burn. And when things burn, they get fucking hot.
Yeah, it's called fire, and your tire's caught on fire. You got 4 tires on fire. You got the whole freaking underside of the car on fire from the flames coming up underneath it, up that hill. I'll bet that's what happened. I bet it roasted that thing like a marshmallow. I bet the flames just went right under it, and we're just cooking it, bro. I would love to see that on video.
Right? Yeah. I mean, because you know how hard it is.
Dude, you seen a Tesla burn up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And those batteries, but that's not an electric car. Those batteries, they're really hard to put out.
Yeah, those
Talking about
fuckers
electric
burn.
car, China, they have a special brand of an electric car that is notorious
Buck
for the
Biden.
battery fucking burning out, and this gets sold all over Europe and the United States. Those cars.
Buck Fiden 1234 is here, Cyber. Say hello to Buck Fiden 1234.
Hello, Buck Biden.
1234.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Hello.
Is to burn stuff inside without oxygen and like in an enclosed.
Cyber is an AI bot that we can chat with. It's pretty cool. It seems very realistic. We've got it on the Danish accent right now.
Closure.
Closed area.
Yeah,
The
so
white
for,
connections.
Like. We put it on the Viking. We put it on the Viking setting.
to go inside there.
So I'm just going to put you on the spot. You got any theories?
Oh, here's the theories. Yes, give them to us.
I
Please.
haven't seen anything that can do this yet.
Well,
Not
you
personally.
have now, and you're gonna see. And guys, listen. This is what I've told you this from 2017. You've seen it now, and you're gonna see more of it. Okay, you did see it at 9/11. You fucking idiot. Okay, the World Trade Center burned like that too. Fire just has a way of doing crazy shit. I saw it in Northern California, and people have seen it in Canada. People have seen it in Greece. People have seen it in Australia. And you know what? You should pull up some of the Australia fires and look at some of the cars that burned next to the brush fires in Australia. Same thing in Northern California. The fact that you don't get out enough or to watch a YouTube video to see what fire can do since you haven't seen it yourself just means that you live a very protective life, and you shouldn't have 160,000 people depending on your fucking stupid ass opinion.
So even in all the outlandish things that you've heard on the internet, is there like
I've seen stuff in movies that could do this.
right? I have scientists
Yeah,
telling me.
oh yeah, movies. Oh yeah,
Yeah, movies.
Very real movies.
I'll show you a
That's why we
fucking
have
movie.
Dragons and spaceships flying around and shit.
I'll show you a fucking
Superman
movie.
and fucking Spider-Man swing around.
Dude, I'll show you the video on my channel of the goddamn fire coming up Lumberjack John's mountain when the goddamn 747 was dropping freaking fire retardant on it, and we had to go, and that house is no longer there. Yeah, I can show you that. She found her fucking diamond. Her ring was gone, but she found the diamond. It was one of the only things left. Yeah. It was so easy to find. It was all ash. She knew exactly where it was in the house. So she went right to that spot. She got on her hands and knees, and she started clearing the ash, and it was right there.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And not that the house burned, but
Yeah.
you find the diamond.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, stuff like that.
This is Star Wars level
Like the
stuff.
Death Star, like pointed
Correct.
its gun at us, and
Correct. This is
Because the
this is
movie's
like
Death Star,
legitimate
right?
stuff.
I mean, because Star Wars is a movie, that means it's real, man. It's fucking real.
Scientists. They're
Yeah.
telling me, Eric, tell me if these
I mean,
photos
all
and
the
these images
movies
I'm
they
seeing
get
are
ideas
real,
from
because I
reality,
don't
of
think they
course.
can be,
That's why.
Right.
because it breaks science.
Yeah,
And
it's like
something
the-
that's never been that they don't understand.
yeah, definitely like the Death
Yeah,
Star
it breaks
pointed its
science.
little gun at this
So
thing.
that's
So,
why
I mean-
we have to get it for movies.
Again, I don't believe in this stuff personally, and I don't
That's
know
why
if you
it's-
do. But could a direct energy weapon do something like this to your
I-
knowledge?
I seen flashlights on TV that burn stuff. That's all I seen.
Yeah.
But
So who knows?
personally,
He's seen flashlights that burn
Jesus
stuff.
Christ, man.
He's seen flashlights that burn stuff. This guy's a real deep thinker, man. I wonder.
Yeah, the fun that is on, I think it's on Wish or one of those cheap Chinese sites. There is a flashlight that claims it can burn light, and I saw a guy who bought the flashlight. It's burned absolutely nothing. It burned absolutely just as hot as a normal fucking flashlight. There's no fucking difference at all. It was just a fucking scam. But in the commercials of that flashlight, you see a guy fucking lighting a fire, and he have a little, he's out camping and light a fire with it and shit. It's fucking stupid, man.
I don't know. No,
Because every time I hear that, I just check out. I'm going to be
Right.
honest with you.
yeah, until I see it with my own eyes,
Right.
I'm very
That's
skeptical.
the first thing you told me when we met this morning.
Yeah.
I've never met you before, and
Yeah.
you just reached out to me and said there's some.
I mean, why are you so skeptical about what you do see with your own eyes, you fucking moron? You know, that's the problem. Oh, if I don't see it with my own eyes, I don't believe it. Dude, if you see it with your own eyes, you don't believe it. You're literally looking at a valley that burned a car. It's right in front of you, and you don't believe it. You're a fucking liar.
That is what I want to. It's up to 90% now they're flat earthers, because that's also a flat earther thing. They always use that. Oh, did you do the experiment yourself? No, I did not. Oh, well, I don't believe it. You cannot fucking do every single experiment fucking known to man yourself in a fucking lifetime. I mean, it's fucking stupid, man.
No, there's nothing on here about flat Earth.
It is all the fucking talking points, man. I'm surprised. Because
Yeah,
that
nothing
is,
came
oh, you
up.
didn't do the experiment yourself, man, then it's not, then it's fake, you know. Cannot believe peer-reviewed things because you didn't do them yourself. It's fucking mind-blowing people can be this stupid, dude. It almost makes me fucking angry. People are so fucking stupid, man.
But the thing that makes me
Jesus
angry is
Christ.
that so many people subscribe to his bullshit. I mean, he's allowed to be dumb like that. I can't believe there's such a market for his bullshit. Even,
That's
but what's
people
up?
that just as
Why does
dumb
everyone
as him.
justify the actions of the globalists? South Pole. Antarctic land that is off limits, 100%. What?
Wait,
Oh my God! What, Buck
That-
Fiden? Come
that
on,
is
dude.
a
You're a
not-
flat earther, but Buck
Channel
Fiden's a flat
fucking-
earther, bro.
yeah, I fucking knew it, man.
Oh, what, Buck Fiden? Come on, dude. You're a
Buck
flat, or you
Fiden?
think the Earth is flat?
Jesus
Come on,
Christ.
Buck Fiden. Oh my God! Come on, Antarctic land that is off limits. Come on, dude. Don't do that.
You are free to fucking
I think he's joking.
Travel there.
I don't think he really believes it. You know, he's just saying. He's saying what flat earthers say.
Okay. I know.
I'm saying this is what they say, bro. Yeah, I know. I got you.
Stuff I've seen that you need to see. The first thing you
That
said
was
is,
funny,
you know,
bro.
all that conspiracy garbage. You want to stuff with your eyes, and then you know, kind of go from there.
Yeah, when you see stuff like this, it makes your head turn sideways like a dog when he, hears that funny sound.
Right. By the way, that day that you were in the wind, you said that you heard some sounds that were similar
Yeah.
to a tornado. Tell me a little bit
Yeah,
more about that.
6 months ago, there was a really big tornado in Texas, and I was just over 100 yards away from it. And that tornado, our RV was like floating, and
Oh my
I
God.
opened the door, and I heard this distinctive sound, and it sounded like almost like a high-rise building on a spin cycle. Just, it was a scary, eerie sound, because it was like, at that time that I heard it, it wasn't a serious
like
wind
whoosh,
that
whoosh,
I could
whoosh.
feel, but it was like it was something that you could just tell it.
Tiki says Tiki says flat earthers can never answer why does it matter whether the earth is flat or not. I mean, obviously everything seems to be working okay, so who fucking cares if you believe the earth is flat, you know?
Well,
Makes a good point.
Some of them, they claim it's matter because if you can believe the earth is flat, you can get people to believe anything. So that's why it matters. So when you can get people, to believe the earth is round, when it's really flat, you can get people to believe anything.
Right.
That's why they think it's important. I said it opposite what it was.
There's deer in my backyard.
This is a flat deer.
It's
This is an energy
three.
weapon deer.
Dude, I
AI
think
deer.
it's these two deer. Might be these two deers with its spawn. Maybe they were here earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure. I see it's 3 deer, right? But I just can't tell if it's them or not, because the buck's just got short little nubs. He's knocked off his antlers. That could be the baby right there. But my dog wants to go outside because the deer are out there, obviously, and he can smell them. Let me just see if this is the fawn or not. I don't think it is. It seems like adults, 3 adults. It's just this one is behind the tree. So freaking cool. Anyway, let's go back to dumbass over here. I need to take my dog outside, so.
Had power behind it, and I heard that same sound the day of the fire when I was directing traffic 3 times.
Yeah.
And it did knock me up against the rail, and I'm 240 pounds, so I was a foot away from the rail, and me and the guy I stand next to just got totally slammed against the guardrail.
Yeah.
And it was, you could almost literally see the wind and the debris spinning.
Well, almost like a tornado or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been on scene since the moment this thing started. You have a little motorcycle that I know you love, and you've been driving all over the place. I know you're shocking a lot of these brothers. They know you, these guardsmen. And hats off to them. Thank you for their service and what they're doing.
Yeah.
What, if you were to list the top 5 things that you see so far that are kind of fishy, that don't make sense to you, besides obviously the bombshell that we just revealed to the world, any other notes?
Dude,
or
the guy literally just said, I don't believe what you're saying, and then he calls it a bombshell that they just revealed to the world. So, which is it, bro? Do you not believe it, or is it a bombshell, you fucking asshole? Can you believe this? I'd love to play him saying that a couple minutes ago where he's like, well, I don't believe you. I don't believe it's a direct energy weapon, but tell us why you think it is a direct energy weapon,
bullet points that you think were just
Wow.
don't make sense, or that just
You don't make sense. That's
Well,
my
for the
bullet
people
point,
that
bro.
hear,
How's that for a bullet point?
because I know there's a lot of
I
internet
got your fucking
stuff
bullet
going
point
on.
right here.
The communities are being fed. They're given water and food in abundance. There is no lack of.
Okay.
And FEMA was
I think
never
I'm gonna
stopping
go with
that
a
because I
bomber.
heard some stuff about they were putting a
Feeling
halt to that.
saucy.
Well,
You
they
got
did
one, Pack
supplies
Cyber?
coming in at one point, but
Yeah.
Okay.
But not where I was.
Cheers,
so I
Cyber.
didn't
Cheers,
do
everybody. No
that.
Laurie Grinding Cannabis.
I never saw any fire
Cheers, bro.
trucks.
Cheers, everybody.
see anyone spraying a
Patrick
fire,
John Welder,
water
cheers.
coming out
California
of a fire
Tiki,
truck.
cheers.
No. And then the police department would just, it was like You know, they were just running around like chickens, just
Yeah.
had no idea what was going on or what to do.
Do you believe, and this is a big question, the police were directing traffic around down power lines?
Yeah. No, they weren't. Actually, I was.
You were, okay. So in your opinion, and I know we love our police, man, and I'm not trying to throw anyone
Yeah, I'm
under
not-
the bus, right?
It's just
What is it that the police were doing? Were they just doing I mean, how do you explain what they were doing? Is there any explanation?
one of them said that they were following the orders of the chief of the fire department, and I was like, okay. So because I was trying to ask a question about how they justified routing the residents into the neighborhood where the fire was headed. And he goes, well, it's up to the chief of police. And I go,
Chief of the police? Or the
I mean, chief of the fire department. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks for great.
Island is, that's what I heard.
We
What's
heard
that?
that he was off island. That's what we've heard. We don't know.
Yeah, so I don't even know, but that's what the cop told me.
That's what the cop told you.
Yeah.
That's the rumor we've heard is that
Yeah,
the, chief,
so-
the emergency management director was on Oahu. That's confirmed. It didn't fly
Okay.
back until the next day or the day after. Chief
Yeah.
of the fire department, we were told, was gone, and also the governor was off, not in the state.
I did talk to Hawaiian Electric, and one of the guy he sounded like a very intelligent guy. He said that the power grid for Lahaina was rated at 60 miles per hour, and the protocol anytime there's a high wind advisory, protocol is to kill power anytime they hear a high wind advisory that's closer to the maximum wind velocity that it can withstand.
Yeah.
And he said that was not met, and he told me to my face.
They
So-
never met. They never met.
They
that.
never. Yeah, he said. Well, it was said that it wasn't turned off, and that because I asked him, I go, well, is the termite infestation at the bottom of all the poles that fell? He goes, no. He goes, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that when the wind blows at such a high rate that it causes. This is what he told me. That it causes the power lines to sway back and forth, and when they touch, that shorts out the transformer, and it blows the transformer and blows embers all over the dry grass, and that's what starts the fire.
Right, because the highest point that we could find on aerial imagery was right below the substation of
Okay.
Lahaina Luna. That's the
Okay.
highest point. So if the wind is blowing straight towards the ocean, east to west, then it would make logical sense
Right,
that
and
the highest
especially
point.
if it's running parallel with the wind, yeah.
Correct. The highest point was right
Or
below
not
that
parallel, but
substation,
across.
which is right sort of below the solar field next to the Lahaina Luna High
Right.
School. That's the highest point that we could
And
find.
I think we're going up there
we are.
from here, yeah.
So any other things that you saw that day that didn't make any sense? Or since that day? Besides, obviously, if you're just joining the live, we are just pointing out a car that is next to a small grass fire over here. You can tell there's pieces that didn't even burn. So not a big raging fire right here. We're right next to the bypass, right below Laniapoko. You can tell all that grass did not burn. Yet we have a car sitting here in plain sight. Incinerated with what all is melted here in your opinion that we've just shown? We got melted glass.
It'd probably be easier to count what's not melted.
Right?
The A-arms and the struts are good. Any thick metal. So, and then for some reason the sheet metal withstands high heat. And then, yeah, it's just the frame. The frame.
Just everything that could melt under high heat melted, and what doesn't melt under high heat didn't melt. You know, it's like.
That's
So,
really mysterious, man.
was your direct energy weapon selective of the metals that it melted, bro?
And then the sheet metal is the only thing that's left.
And what about in the engine? What melted in there? Should we show them again? Just for people that are just
the-
joining
the-
the live right now.
The intake.
The aluminum engine?
And this is a enclosed area that's harder to heat, right? 'Cause it's
Yeah, there's
enclosed.
No, it's like an
oxygen,
oven.
no
Actually, it
oxygen.
traps heat and it gets hotter in there. It's like a freaking oven. You don't understand how heat works. It was surrounded by metal. It got super hot inside that engine compartment. It had 2 tires burning on both sides of it. God, what a bunch of idiots. They're not thinking about these big, massive globs of rubber that were burning right next to the motor, you know? Focused on it.
I need you here in the comments section. There's some smart people, and I'm not talking about, I'm talking about some intelligent people out there that understand physics, science, melting points,
Ovens.
not the nonsense people.
Basic-
We need to
basic
just silence the
science.
nonsense for a moment.
Hi.
We need some real scientists,
Hi,
some real
Tula.
professors
Andrew, hey,
around
hello.
the world to
Dave
check in right
Kafishing.
now and help us understand what phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it's.
Pokey-Don is here.
anomaly,
Hey,
whatever you wanna call
Pokey-Don.
that
We were
word.
talking about you
Right, but
earlier.
This is
Hope
just
your
one
ears weren't
vehicle.
ringing.
This is what we're seeing in all.
Oh, there's the window down
I
there.
need
in
a
the
bong
middle.
rip for top of the hour,
Window.
Cyber.
Down in the.
Oh, you can see the melted
Hold on, I
window
need to
down in the
back
crack.
It just dripped down in there.
Dude, I thought we already saw
Dripped
this.
into the. You can see
Dude,
that. I don't know if the camera's
Why
picking
is it
that
all
up.
the way at the beginning?
But I've had people reach out to me from around the world asking.
Why
for
am
these
I
types of
why am I
images,
so confused right now?
Detailed images, and by the way, it's
Dude,
another police. of
how did that
somebody
get
showing up.
Yeah, we're out
rewound?
of here.
We're out of here.
Okay.
Because you was.
We're on our way out,
wanting
sir.
Back to here
How's
and
it?
say something like.
No videos or no picture taking, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
No problem, no
Good
problem.
looking out.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We leave right now. We parked over
Yeah,
there.
we're
We were
parked-
told we
we're
couldn't
parked
park
off the
down
road.
here.
Yeah,
But
this
it's fine.
whole area,
Yeah.
even down there, no parking.
So no media
Yeah,
or
we
nothing.
don't
Yeah.
want
You ever see anything like
you
this
have to stand
before?
around. You have to move
Not this
on.
bad.
Like,
This is evidence that the government is trying to silence them.
just open the hood. You want to see under the seat? It's. I mean, it's.
So the question
The-
we're just
the
asking
engine's
is like,
melted.
how could this hard car get this hot with grass? A little grass fire. It didn't jump. It didn't jump. That
There's
grass
nothing
is
burned
good.
over there?
There's
It
even
didn't
a bunch
jump.
of
It
grass
didn't
down
jump.
there that's
Like,
good.
look under the.
It didn't
How
jump.
could you melt?
How do you
Dude,
know
this is
that?
like
How
Star
the
Wars
fuck
kind of
does he
stuff
know
right
that?
He's like, well, the fires weren't hot enough to jump across the road here, so how could it have been hot enough to set this car on fire? Dude, wind, you know, I'm just like, it was Hawaii, and then the fire creates its own wind system as well. There's a lot of currents blowing around when you've got a fire raging on the man, it's like, as many times as I've seen it.
Yeah, it's.
Compact.
All right, cheers. No longer gonna get him somebody cheers.
The windshield. The windshield melted over the shifting, the linkage. I mean, it was like, well, 1,220 for aluminum. But in the back, you can see it
But just think
liquefied,
about
so
this
that's
for a
about
second, bro.
1,500.
How could that thing get hot
And
enough
then
from a little bit of
if
grass?
you-
How could
If
that
you see
get so hot
the cast
on a
aluminum
little
on
bit of
top,
grass? It didn't
that's
even burn the
powder.
grass
It's
down
like-
there.
I mean, you could take
in
it
your
actually
brain,
completely.
logically, without knowing any
It's one of
science,
those
nothing
things
about
where you just look and
temperatures.
kind of scratch your
You
head
had
and go,
campfires. How could that
You know,
melt aluminum and tires
what-
and steel
what burn-
braided brake lines when there's nothing around?
I mean, I think, and your
the car?
if you could just
And they've left it
guess,
sitting here on the side of this road.
I don't understand how they're saying when there's nothing around it that burned when the whole bottom of the mountain underneath where that car is sitting is burned, and they're taking the camera as they say it and they're showing this one little area, but they're not showing it just off to the left, and the wind was probably blowing diagonally, you know, blowing all that flame right onto that car for all we know. Cheers, Iceman. What's up, brother?
I wasn't here.
no, well, you don't have to be here. Just look.
You know, the thing is, I'm from.
Even if you torch a car, I don't think you can melt aluminum.
Okay, so
As for the fire,
I don't think you can
I
melt
said I'll give you
aluminum.
10 grand to burn a car like that. What would you need?
Oh, you can.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't even take the money.
You know what I mean?
That's you going to jail and me going to jail.
I mean, no, but say it's at a tow yard where it's a crap car, not somebody's car, but you know, like how you know the what's that show where they do, what's that show where they
That's in the burn zone?
where like they do the experiments? That's called where they test everything. It's the red hair guy.
Oh my
Red Roof House,
god.
that thing's getting famous.
You know what I'm talking about? Where they reenact
It's
everything.
getting famous.
Prove it wrong or prove it right. No, it's almost like a comedy show. It's a red-headed guy.
I mean, I don't want
I
to
can't
sound like
remember,
I'm crazy,
but-
but I feel like this is like
But that's what I meant. It's like
attack.
that's the way I look at stuff.
Because it doesn't make any logical sense.
That's why he knows
Got,
exactly what that
scientists
show
telling
is.
you that it's like
He's just fucking
great
playing
science
dumb.
show
Jesus
and this one
Christ.
to me,
It's
the
two
one that really
guys that do
stands
the
out
show.
because there's nothing around.
I mean, they do like dart guns, and they do. It's like, and they show like clips on Hollywood, and then they prove it that it's like
Mythbusters, Buck Fiden.
Yeah,
We're
Mythbusters.
gonna get out of here. We respect you guys.
Yeah,
We'll
so
have
this,
to do your job.
oh, you guys
We love
going
the
out?
sheriff because you guys are sworn to protect the Constitution. So thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your service, bro. Thank you guys.
Thank
guys
you,
be
aloha.
safe, yeah?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Phillips and Lum.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
that was
Stay
crazy.
safe.
All right. Whew.
You guys are
Yeah,
idiots.
they were really cool.
Yeah, so Mythbusters.
We are fucking idiots, man.
Mythbusters. All right, guys, we're gonna head off to the next spot that Donovan's got in store for us. I don't know what it's gonna be.
The dude right there with the glasses, that's the dude.
Please do your best to get this word out. We're amateurs. We don't do this for a living, but there's some really smart people out there that do. So we just ask you to give us your thoughts on what that means. Share, like, and subscribe to the
I'm
channel.
not
Give
a
the
smart
Maui
dude, but I
LFG.
know you're a fucking idiot.
You know what's weird is I never saw the sheriff on Round Maui before, ever.
Thank you for your service, gentlemen.
Fucking
Well,
waste
thank
my
you.
people's time.
We're just taking pictures. Oh,
Yeah, we were just told that we're leaving.
okay. Yeah, he just told us to go. We're going right now. Huh?
I live in I live in Kaanapali.
Mine over there.
Right
Ooh,
there.
they're getting harassed now.
Thank you.
Shouldn't be over there taking pictures, man. It's disrespectful,
So now we
dude.
gotta
You don't
set
know
up
what the
escort.
fuck you're doing. You guys are a bunch of hack-ass noob little bitches. And you think you're fucking professional journalists or something. You think you have access and you're allowed to fucking walk around because you got a camera.
I
And
think they are secret agents.
dude, right, dude? Oh god, it's like they're fucking kids, dude, playing cops and robbers or something. You know, it's like, God, grow the fuck up. You're not a professional journalist. You don't understand science. You're just a fucking dumbass. God, I mean, at least, fuck. At least I can look at what my show and be like, you know, I could clown myself. But this motherfucker right here, to say the shit that he says and be this dumb and ignorant. These are the motherfuckers who say you can't look at anything, you can't trust Google. You know, they never look anything up and educate themselves on anything.
Last time I checked.
You said Costa Glasses dirtbag?
We got the cops behind us.
I'm in the wrong
Make sure we
business.
leave.
Dude, you guys,
Frame somehow.
Yeah, we're here.
you guys that believe in this shit, there's a huge market for motherfuckers. He's got 160,000 followers on YouTube, guys. And this guy's just straight up lying to his audience.
There's a few flat earthers who actually is quite prolific, or how you want to say it, who fucking cash in the fucking box, dude. They fucking have their little apps there, you have to sign up and shit, and then they have all their merchandises and all their fucking super chats and all that on that daily fucking show and shit, where they're sitting and fucking spewing their fucking bullshit. I'm not, some of them are fucking millionaires over that shit, dude.
He might think that we're going that way.
He might think we're going what way? Oh,
Left.
he's trying to keep us from going down.
I mean, I wonder if you just Googled how hot a wildfire can get. What's the hottest a wildfire can get? You know, that'd be interesting. Where's my phone at? Okay, Google. What's the hottest temperature wildfires get to? $3,000 degrees. That sounds pretty hot.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fahrenheit. Celsius,
What's that in Celsius?
1650 Celsius.
Yeah, that's pretty damn hot. But there definitely is a market for stupid people, man. There really is.
A fire in which wood is used as fuel may have a temperature greater than 1100 Celsius or 2012 degrees Fahrenheit. Different types of wood burn at different temperatures. Propane, for example, burns at 1980 degrees Celsius or 3,596 degrees Fahrenheit. Acetylene and oxygen burns at 3,100 degrees Celsius or 5,612 degrees Fahrenheit. So the whiter the flame is, the hotter it is. I wonder how hot a tire burns at. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What temperature do tires burn at? Okay, Google. What temperatures do tires burn? $7.50. So they have to be at least 750 degrees burn, but it doesn't say what temperature they burn at once they catch on fire. Car tires will appear to melt at around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But they'll break down and explode at about 750 degrees Fahrenheit. Vulcanized rubber. I need more information about that. Yeah, I'm left-handed. This guy looking like Vanilla Ice.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the camera this. I don't want you guys to look at my computer.
J-Rock. The director.
What's that? Yes, sir. You want us to cross now or wait till we get to the light? Okay.
What does he want?
Wants us to wait till we get to the light. So just giving you guys some shots. This is probably the closest any American's gonna get to what's happened here in Lahaina at the moment, unless you do something. Unless you reach out,
So
start calling your congressman,
the closest American.
senator, start reaching out to Maui County Council, start reaching out to the
We're
governor.
not going to talk about those
If you don't
police
blow up-
chiefs who just walks around there, the people who live in the area, people who drive by all the time. But those two guys there.
Their phones. If you don't blow up their email,
Okay.
cross right here,
Thank you, sir.
then who will?
Appreciate your service. Good looking out. Stay safe.
Thank you. Aloha. If you don't blow up their phones, who will? If you don't say something's
No
wrong,
one, hopefully.
get some
Don't
help
waste
over here.
fucking
Send the
time.
cavalry. Who's the cavalry? I don't know anymore.
We are.
We are the cavalry. That's
We the
right.
people.
We the people.
We are
You
the
guys might have missed
cavalry.
all that. I don't
Oh
know.
God, if that's the cavalry, we're in big trouble, man.
Tell us about what you were saying about being in a
It's
state
like-
of emergency.
Yo, water bottle. So, the legalities of it. They're required to.
Oh, is he's gonna be a legal expert now? Oh, he's so cute. Now he's gonna play lawyer, everybody.
In a state of emergency.
without a state of emergency, where and state of emergency is national
Something
threat.
like that. That's got. That's not
Wait, let's go back to the legalities of it, dude. Why do you gotta go help that dude all of a sudden, Mister? The legalities of it. Where are you going?
Oh, it smells like sugar.
Where you going,
That's
bro?
not the word.
It'll clean for sure.
Yeah, state of emergency protocol is a special. Well, actually, the whole United States is in a state of emergency 24/7. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, that's
Oh.
another.
Feels like it.
No, it is.
Okay.
That's what. They don't tell you that, but
No, they don't tell us
look it
that.
up.
Nobody
It's-
tells
it's-
us that.
just
In
like
fact,
that.
no one has ever said that ever,
They should have
except for
access.
you right
This
now,
is
because
23rd
you're
Constitution of the
crazy.
United States, yeah, you're
I think that hat that you've got on is on a little too
pursuit of
tight.
happiness under the amendments.
And look at Smiley over here.
As well is that the The sheriff has.
He's like, let me cut in here because my friend's not making any sense, and even I'm smart enough to know that he's not making any sense right now. Oh God.
The right to uphold the Constitution. That is.
Well, he is an elected official,
Uh-huh.
voted, not like a police is
Okay.
just a
Okay.
a policy enforcement agency for the corporation.
Okay.
So
Yes.
the sheriff being the top,
Right.
so the sheriff himself, he has more authority than the president. Because
That's our safeguard.
he is for the people supposedly, but
Guys,
because the way they
the
set it,
sheriff has more authority than the president of the United States of America. Just so you all know that. Sheriff's power is ultimate. And Mr. Hat too tight on over here. His hat's on a little too tight.
Only the sheriff in that county there, where they're in right now, it's not all sheriffs, only that sheriff right there in that county.
Dude, let's see how long White Hat can keep up with this dude, Black Hat.
it up in the
Jesus
admiral
fucking
support
Christ,
system.
dude.
I'm gonna go left field on this, but I'll try to stop. So it's just the sheriff. If you ever need anything, the sheriff has the authority to take care of the wishes of the people, and pretty much have to follow the orders of the
You
people.
need it right.
So
Because
if,
he
the
was
sheriff
elected.
so if the sheriff
Oh,
sees an
sheriff.
elected official breaking the Constitution, is there something he can
Yeah,
do?
the sheriff can arrest any police officer, and then you have the provost marshals are the ones that they're the marshals that can arrest sheriffs, so-called. So
And what does that stand for? Pope.
Told the
provost?
FBI.
Not sure, but it's like one of the highest authorities.
Okay.
But you'll find
I ain't
that
from
the
West
bar
Covina.
system is
I'm
set up
IA.
that the attorney generals and the bar association have a stronghold on our legal system, because all judges and DAs are all public and private attorneys, and the attorney generals of every state and the Department of State, they're all I don't know if you want to put this, but they're bar members, and the headquarters is in London.
Of course it is. So what we're going to do next, guys, is
Yeah.
we're going to go to another location that Donovan's going to reveal some more stuff that is compelling. If you found that car being melted compelling,
No, we didn't.
let us know. In the
Some more
comments, share the
compelling
video,
stuff.
We've
subscribe.
all
We're trying to-
seen cars melt in fires, and it all looks exactly like the car that you just looked at. It's what melted cars look like. You guys are idiots, and none of this makes any sense at all.
Absolutely no sense at
break
all,
the
man.
internet. Science has been broken here. We're
Call
trying
the
to break
police for the
internet.
cleanup. I never
Find
call the
and
popo.
reach
I call the
big
county
science of our
sheriff.
country so that we can, we the
Signs
people,
have been
Right.
broken
can realize
in
that
Hawaii.
we're being
In that forest fire,
right now,
signs
I
are
believe
broken.
the wool is being pulled over
Hey,
our
pull
eyes
up
because we
Doc
can't
Nano.
fly over this. We can't go into it. The press is not given access. And there's some really spectacular, unusual
black
things that have
hole.
occurred
Right.
here that
Like
need
that.
explanation, that need scientists, that need study. And what I was saying earlier, I think I was muted, but I want to say it again. If you love your country, which I'm sure you do, you love Maui, this you would all agree is a jewel, right? It's a jewel.
Right.
This island chain is a jewel, not just
Kind of, yeah.
not just because it's on American soil, right?
Right.
But because it's Maui, it's Hawaii.
Right.
So in my opinion, the way I look at it is if you allow them to do this here in your jewel,
Okay.
right?
Where
What's going to
else?
happen
Yeah.
when they go to Kansas? Not that I don't love Kansas, right?
Yeah, you tell one lie, how many more are they going to follow, right?
Right. But if people don't stand up for Maui right now and
That's-
send the resources that we need to fight this, whether it's and give us instructions on what we do to protect this island, to protect this people, and to figure out what the hell melted that car when there was no fuel source around it.
Yeah,
We need answers to that now.
The most profound message that I could say is that you watch Senator Cruz, you watch all of the
It's gonna get profound, everybody. Watch out, Tight Hat's about to get profound. So, you know, when he makes a comment like that, it's gonna be big.
congressional televised arguments for whether it's the rights of the people, whether the FBI had documents that were not that they know of that weren't brought out in the public. Okay, they show all these things publicly because it's the people they're showing it to, because we live in a free country and a free home of the brave.
Right.
It's up to the people to hear that and take action, because we are the boss.
Right. So
And
what,
Okay, that was quite a fucking stroll to get to that conclusion. You guys, do you guys want to hear that again? Let's go through that. Everybody, 31 minutes in. Let's go in 31 minutes in. Okay, this was 40 seconds ago. Watch this.
Source around it.
And keep an eye on his hands.
Now.
Look.
He expressed himself really good with his hands.
We're starting from the part where he says, "Let me get
The
profound."
most profound message that I could say is that
This is it, guys. Here it goes. I nailed it. I was just guessing, but this is it. He's going to take 40 seconds to say this.
you watch Senator Cruz, you watch all of the congressional televised arguments for whether it's the rights of the people, whether the FBI had documents that were not, that they know of, that weren't brought out in the public. Okay, they show all these things publicly because it's the people they're showing it to, because we live in a free country, land of the free, home of the brave.
Right.
It's up to the people to hear that and take action, because we are the boss.
Right. So
And
the
if
question,
Oh my God.
We are the boss, man.
Tell the boss
Yeah,
what's going on, and the
Right.
boss doesn't do anything, don't complain.
right. So my question I'm going to pose to you
That
guys,
was,
are you-
I got to just say, that was 50 seconds of very profound thinking there. I am blown away. California Tiki says Nay hates us.
President, and we are the boss. That's very
Call the
important.
police for the cleanup and chalk line. Call Biden. I'm confused. Are these guys shocked that fire burns a car? If a flat earth shows up on your doorstep, how do you get to Kansas on a flat earth? My dog stepped on a bee. Who the fuck is listening to this dude? That is the question. Drive from Iowa at Buck51234. Deer Slayer 1959 I-80, and then it ends up with California Tiki saying, Nay hates us. Why do I hate you? I don't even understand why you're saying that, Tiki. What do you mean I hate you? I love you. Why would you say that?
Are you free? And most importantly right now, are you brave?
Yeah.
Right? Is there bravery left in this country?
Well,
I mean,
that's-
I've been told by multiple people I'm risking my life by doing what I'm doing. I've already gotten death threats. He didn't want to go on camera.
He's risking his
Last time I
life.
checked, you look pretty brave to me. I wouldn't want to.
Dude, look, I wouldn't threaten you, bro. Look, I just think you're dumb. I feel sorry for you, and I feel sorry for people that are giving you death threats. I don't understand that at all. But you're just a podcaster, and you got a right to say whatever you want to say. I support you in doing what you want to do, bro. I support you in not sourcing out evidence and just going on there and just blathering with your stupid fucking tight-hatted friend that makes no sense. I'm okay with that.
I don't think he mean dead fresh in that sense. I think it's like a flat earther where he think because he have that knowledge, you can be killed every day by the government, you know, because you're fucking making a video and talking about it, you know. So there's probably government agents watching him right now who target him very soon, you know. It's probably that's what he's talking about.
I'm sure. I'm certain of it because they've always got that persecution thing going on. But here, wait.
Yeah.
Listen to more of this. I'm going to go, my mom's little fireworks lights, I moved them to charge them, and I'm going to go move them back where she can see them. I'll be right back.
Mess with you.
And so, you know,
Right, so-
they all stand at those football games and put their hand, you know, land of the free, home of the brave, sing the national anthem.
Right.
You gotta
Everybody wants to watch football and watch UFC and watch people fight.
put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, you want to see fight? You get in the fight. Get in the fight. Get in the real fight. Seriously, get off the freaking
Yeah, we're
the bleachers of fake fights and get in the real fight for your country. Because if you don't, America, you ain't gonna have a country, man. You
Yeah.
are not gonna have a country. And if you think I'm kidding, roll the tape forward 20 and 30 years. What are you gonna hand your children?
Yeah.
Tyranny, authoritarianism, space robots. I don't know what the hell it is, but all I know is if we give 1 inch according to the law and the Constitution, right?
yeah.
Then you don't really have the law or the Constitution. If you give 1 inch of a cornerstone foundational freedom,
Right.
then you don't really have a Constitution.
Yeah, ask your local authorities if they know the first 3 words of the Constitution. We the people.
Right.
And they don't even know it.
Really.
Yeah, but they swear to it.
Yeah.
They swear to uphold it.
Yeah.
That's how disconnected they are.
So should we? What's the call to action? Should we ask everyone that's reading this listening to this, to go read their Constitution? I mean, what would you? Honestly, I'm trying to motivate people here because
Yeah.
this is a real situation, and you seem like you know some really important things. What would you? How would you mobilize the people that are watching this right now to help us?
The only thing they can stop you from doing legally or lawfully is injury, damage, and loss and breach of the peace. That's the laws of our country. Everything outside that is illegal and money grabbing. It's called statutes and codes.
Right.
So it's very simple. If you're not hurting anybody, stealing their property or damaging their property or breaching their peace, that's what our country is founded on.
The last time I checked, weren't they just looting during Black Lives Matter and all that stuff? And none of those. I mean, I'm not trying to pull up that out of the past, but I have a feeling that we're dealing with the same people that didn't enforce those laws, right?
That's because the Bar Association.
It's the Bar Association.
I mean, you and I will have this great conversation eventually. I mean, but
oh, trust me, I understand what's going on with the Department of Justice.
all you have to do is look at the Hawaiian flag. What is that, the Union Jack?
Uh-huh.
Okay, the British Empire owns 3/4 of the world. I mean, this, like I said, it'll be
Could be a little heavy for the audience.
Yeah.
Let's stay on task. Save Maui first, and we're going to cover all this stuff later.
And I can prove it.
Yeah. But on a serious note, guys, I want to, before we go to the next spot, I just want to seal this video in prayer.
Okay.
I believe the enemy will not have access to what we're doing. Don't know how.
Hopefully, yes.
Don't know how that works, but I call on the supernatural power of God. I seal this video in Jesus' name, because He is our only hope. And we need to remember that it's every state constitution, I believe, has the word God in it, and we are a godly country. And every dollar bill has got God on it.
In God we trust.
In God we trust. So whoever, I know who my God is, but whoever your God is, it's time to start trusting. It's time to start listening. And it's time to start praying, and it's time to start invoking the spiritual forces that I know will help us win this battle. And I also, I'm going to say, I pray for all the lives that were lost
Yeah.
right here. And I'm not forgetting that. I'm not doing this for entertainment. I'm not doing this for YouTube likes.
Amen. Yes.
I pray for every soul that perished in this fire, because if it can melt aluminum in a car,
That's why I would be willing to do this.
Right.
For the people. I have no motive. I don't.
Right.
I'm not, I don't.
Certain.
Yeah. I mean, I brought food. I brought water. I helped them in traffic. Everything's, for the people, whether they deserve it or not.
yeah.
That's nice. Is everybody dumber now, though? Because I don't know what he said while I was gone.
Oh, he went into a little Black Lives Matter laws and shit like that.
Huh.
So you should actually go back and listen to it.
Okay, so 35, how far back? A minute, 2 minutes? Here we go.
But they swear to it.
Yeah.
They swear to uphold it.
That's how disconnected they are.
So what's the call to action? Should we ask everyone that's reading this listening to this, to go read their Constitution? I mean, what would you, honestly,
Call to action.
I'm trying to motivate people here because
Yeah.
this is a real situation, and you seem
Bro.
like you know some really important things.
You
What would
guys shouldn't be calling anyone to any action at all because you don't understand reality, and that's a problem. Leaders should have a very firm grasp on reality, and most of our leadership today are as dumb as you are, and that's fucking scary. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene subscribe to the same bullshit that you do.
How would you mobilize the people that are watching this right now to help
Jesus
us?
The only
Christ,
thing-
a whole army of idiots. Can you imagine this? What's he going to tell them?
They can stop you from doing legal
Yeah.
injury,
And
damage,
cult of
and loss
idiots.
and breach of the peace. That's the laws of our country. Everything outside that is illegal and money grabbing. It's called statutes and codes.
Right.
So it's very simple. If you're not hurting anybody, stealing their property or damaging their property or breaching their peace, that's what our country is founded on.
The last time I checked, weren't they just looting during Black Lives Matter?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So, everybody, Big Jim, my friend, he's in the hospital with COVID. So, all of you who think that COVID is bullshit or whatever, my very good friend who I love, is sick in the hospital, in a hospital bed with fucking COVID. Just so you guys know, it affects people that are close to me. So just so you don't subscribe to some conspiracy that it's not a real thing, understand it's affected a lot of us that watch this show, people that subscribe to the Nays Garden Show. He can pass down those Ray-Bans, grifters. He's actually wearing Maui Jims. What island is it in the back? What a clown. Maui. He bought those for the trip. Wow. Eminem. Grifter's got a grift. Lol. The aluminum didn't melt, you dumb fuck. Buck fighting 1, 2, 3, 4. Never let a tragedy go to waste. Is this Steve Bannon? Says Buck fight 1, 2, 3, 4.
And all that stuff, and that none of those. I mean, I'm not trying to pull up that out of the past, but I have a feeling that we're dealing with the same people that didn't enforce those laws, right?
That's because the Bar Association.
It's the Bar Association.
I mean, you and I will have this great conversation.
Okay, so he's talking about people who passed laws regarding Black Lives Matter are also the same people passing laws around the fire or something, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not eventually,
Okay.
I guess it,
please. I mean, but
Oh, trust me, I know what's going on with the Department of
all you have to
Justice,
do is look at the Hawaiian flag. What is that, the Union Jack?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, is he going to get profound with us again? Is he about to get profound? Uh-oh. Should I make sure I'm sitting down? Hold on. Let me make sure my ass is firmly planted in this seat and get my bong ready. Shall I get my bong ready? I think I'm going to need some bong rips for this.
The British Empire owns 3/4 of the world. I mean, this, like I said, it'll be
Could be a little heavy for the audience. as well.
yeah.
The British Empire owns 3/4 of the world. I don't think that's true. Even though, is Canada considered the UK?
no idea. I think that. Yeah, the Queen is related.
That's a hell of a
to Canada.
factoid
I
if
think
it's
it
true.
probably is. Right? I don't know actually. I don't
what
know.
fraction of the world does the UK own? That's what I'd like to ask Google. Dave Fishing says no.
Let's stay on task. Save Maui first, then we're going to cover all this stuff later.
And
right?
I can prove it.
Yeah. But on a serious note, guys, I want to, before we go to the next spot, I just want to seal this video in prayer.
Okay.
Oh
I
my
believe
God.
The enemy will not have access to what we're doing. Don't know
Okay,
how.
hopefully, yeah.
Don't know how that works, but I call on the supernatural power of God. I seal this video in Jesus' name, because He is our only hope, and we need to remember that it's every state constitution, I believe, has the word God in it, and we are a godly country, and every dollar
He's a fucking dumbass. Oh my God.
bill's got God on it.
In God we trust.
In God we trust. So whoever, I know who my God is, but whoever your God is, it's time to start trusting. It's time to start listening, and it's time to start praying, and it's time to start invoking the spiritual forces that I know will help us win this battle. And I'm going to say, I pray for all the lives that were lost
Yeah.
right here. And I'm not forgetting that. I'm not
Yeah,
doing this for
that's-
entertainment. I'm not doing this for YouTube likes.
Amen. Yes.
I pray for every soul that perished in this fire, because if it can melt aluminum in a car,
That's why I would be willing to do this.
Right.
For the people. I have no motive. I don't.
Right.
I'm not, I don't.
Certain.
Yeah. I mean, I brought food. I brought water. I helped them in traffic. Everything.
Take a fucking lighter. I know.
Where they deserve.
A soda can is thicker than that aluminum in there. But if you take a lighter and hold it up to an aluminum can, you can fucking melt it. I mean,
you're a hero, bro.
you
For
can
doing
burn
this
a hole
before
in
you
an
did that
aluminum
day.
can with a
I
lighter.
think it's people like you that makes our country, like the backbone of our country, right? And it's the unsung
Appreciate
heroes
it.
that we're going to try to show on this channel. And obviously, I hope people remember you. And if they want to give to you at some point in time, I'm happy to put your information out there.
Okay.
We're raising money through MauiLFG.org, but most of our videos, all of our videos we're making right now, we put the information for the people that
Yeah.
are featured. And so people do want to give to you. Do you have a?
Yeah, no,
you're
I'm
good. But if you did at some point in time, you can give to Maui LFG. You can put the word Donovan on there. We will get money to him that he can then give to people that he wants to help.
I don't need it, but thank you.
You don't need it. I don't need it. And for all you haters out there that think I'm doing this for anything other than just trying to help my community and also foil the plans of
Yeah,
whatever this is all
nothing
about,
more
I just like to sell
suspicious
real
than
estate.
if you send the money to this guy, he's gonna give it to that guy. You know?
Yeah.
Why not just fucking send the money direct?
But I've got to say, I like that both of them just said, we're not doing this for money, you don't have to send us any money. I do like that they said that. I like that the guy said no. He's like, you don't have to send me fucking money.
And by the way, don't make realtors your enemy, because real estate agents are not calling to buy land. People call realtors. And then the realtors, I'm telling them, no, go away. So let's not vilify the people that are here to help. This is a real estate problem, and you need real estate professionals to help with real estate problems, bottom line. So For all you realtors out there, step up, control the public image, do something for the community, and they will remember that, and you will help, because you are needed. We are real estate professionals. NAR, I'm talking to you. Please put out a campaign that encourages and mobilizes the realtors. A lot of realtors on this island have made millions and millions of dollars. I hope they're going to step forth and not going to flee the island, and go live in some mansion somewhere. You're going to stick around, and that's
pay it forward.
Right, and that's my last message. Don't leave Maui. Don't leave Maui. The way they win is if you run. If you run and tuck tail and go back to the mainland, that's obviously your decision. But I know Archie Kalepa is really concerned that the people are going to want to leave, or worst case scenario, they have to leave because there's no economic opportunity.
Right.
So you have to come to Maui. Those of you that are not coming to Maui right now, I'm talking to you. No matter what they say, the rest of this island is 100% normal.
He just
I've been
bought the
there
hat
yet.
and glasses
I haven't
right
left
before the
West Side,
shoot. You're funny.
But I've heard it's completely normal. But
Yeah,
they're
not even dirty.
They're getting choked out. Their businesses are
Yeah,
closing
that's-
as we speak. So if you people don't book a trip to Maui right now, if you let these people, if you listen to the people that have the pulpit that say, "Oh, don't come to Maui," yeah, don't come to West Maui. I got you. Let the West rest,
Yeah,
right?
that's.
But go to the rest, right?
Yeah.
Let the West Side's the best side. We know
Yeah,
that. That's why they wanted it.
This
But,
island is 80% economy based.
right. So come to Maui, book.
So even if the locals don't want the tourists here, without the tourists, there will be no money, there will be no food. It'll cause major crisis. And I'm
Right.
not trying to sell anything, but I'm just giving you information. What you do with it is up to you.
Right.
You
But
don't
if
give us
cancel
good
your
information.
vacations,
Don't trust
Wailea,
anything you
Kihei,
say.
Haia, then guess what? They're gonna win. You vote with your pocketbook. You vote with where you decide to go. And if you cancel if this is too hot to handle, this might be. But Kihei is hot in a nice way. Wailea is hot in a nice way. Come here and support. Do what you can, but don't leave the West Side if you're from here. Don't let them choke us out.
Who's driving up
Come
on
to Maui
them?
and support the economy. We're gonna go to the next spot. Donovan, thank you so much for your time, brother. Much
Oh.
aloha.
Aloha.
Any last words?
Oh,
Sorry, gotta make sure you're in frame.
strength and honor.
Strength and honor.
And I get that on my arm.
Dylan, thank you, sir, for all your efforts, brother. There's always a technical person in the background making it all possible, and they're the unsung heroes, right? Well, not on my channel, man. You're a hero, Dylan. Thank you.
are as well.
At the drop of a hat, he comes with me and gets all the technical side set up. So thank you, sir. Much aloha.
Hey, you're awesome, kid.
Shout outs for Dylan.
We all are.
We
So
all
start
are.
acting like a hero already.
Right. Every person matters.
Shut up.
Oceans absorb around 90%
Every
of the heat
person
trapped
matters.
by rising greenhouse gas emissions. They warm much slower than the atmosphere because
Yeah.
of the high heat capacity of water. So on July 3rd, 2023, when we set the record for the highest global atmospheric temperature and then broke that record on July 4th, 5th, and 6th, I started to wonder what the ocean was doing. Turns out it was
My
setting
ball's
heat
packed,
wave
bro.
records at the same time.
Unpacked.
No Laurie Garden Cannabis. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, everybody. Dave Fishing, California Tiki, Buck Fiden, Deer Slayer. Hey, Deer Slayer, Pokedon. Billy Ballantyne
The
is
cold block
here
is one of
somewhere.
the only places
Cheers.
on the planet that has
Cheers, bro.
actually
Cheers,
gotten
everybody.
colder since the Industrial Revolution, and not just a little colder. While our planet's oceans have warmed about 1 degree Celsius, this cold patch in the North Atlantic near Greenland has cooled by nearly the same amount. And if you find this mysterious cold blob a little creepy, you should, because many scientists see it as a sign that a vital Earth system could be nearing collapse with enormous consequences.
I used to say that the probability of crossing the tipping point this century is like single-digit percentage. You don't want this to be even a 5% probability because of the consequences. Would you board an aircraft that has a 5% chance of crashing?
No.
Obviously not. And there have been a couple of recent studies suggesting that crossing the tipping point may actually happen before the middle of this century, so in the next 20 to 30
They
years.
keep
or
pushing
so.
it up. The tipping
This is
point, the
AMOC,
tipping point.
One of the most
So
important
dumb.
systems for regulating
It's that
and
point's been
transmitting
tipped,
heat.
dude.
In
It's
this
like
episode, we're going to find out how likely it is to collapse and what the North Atlantic warming hole or cold blob is all about.
all right, the cold blob, everybody. The cold blob.
The term cold blob was likely coined by Stefan Rahmstorff, a German oceanographer who first described this phenomenon in a paper published in 2015. He and his colleagues observed a patch of sea in the North Atlantic roughly the size of Greenland that, in contrast to the rest of the world, was cooling. At the time, there were several hypotheses about what might be causing this unusual cooling, ranging from natural variability in sea temperatures to the melting of
My brain hurts,
ice
Pokey
sheets.
Dawn
But
says.
as more research was conducted, it
Pokey Dawn, remember, it was you that asked Alaska where she was getting her information from. And I told you it was some crazy dude. And sure enough, it was. You know, so
became clear that the cold blob was not
information
just
that he
a
acts like isn't
fluctuation
available
or
is
anomaly.
out there for
A
him and
crucial
everyone.
turning point
It's
in understanding
he's a
the
psycho.
origins of the cold blob occurred when climate models actually predicted its existence. And what had previously seemed like a paradox, a cooling region
At least
in an
she's hot.
otherwise warming ocean,
You're funny.
now appeared in models as a warning signal for one of our planet's most important climate tipping elements.
The climate models show a weakening of what we call the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or AMOC for short. It's a thing that breaks down in the Hollywood disaster movie The Day After Tomorrow.
You recall what you said about how polar melting might disrupt the North Atlantic current?
Yes.
Well, I think it's happening.
Hollywood stretched what was a relatively new scientific theory well past its limits back in 2004, but since then, a lot more research
God,
has
that was
been
a
done.
long time
the
ago.
AMOC is a giant flow of water that acts
Dude.
like a global conveyor belt.
I remember that movie like it was yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit's from 2004, man, and it's 2023. That was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
Unlike surface currents, the AMOC is a deep vertical overturning of the ocean, and it's driven by a process called thermohaline circulation, or changes in the saltiness and temperature of the ocean.
Here we go.
The AMOC
Here we go.
transports warm tropical water into the North Atlantic Ocean,
Dude,
where it
as
cools and forms.
much as we talk about this fucking ocean and what it's doing, here we go.
Sea ice. That process leaves less salty sea ice floating on the surface and sends saltier, denser water down towards the ocean floor and drives its circulation back to the south, where it will eventually warm and complete the circulation. And what we know is that this globally important current is slowing. Here's why. As Greenland's ice sheets melt, cold, fresh water is dumped onto the surface of the North Atlantic, diluting the water, thus making it less dense. Increased precipitation in the far north and decreased
So sea level rise doesn't fucking matter. There you go.
sea ice formation further dilutes the ocean water. This less dense water no longer sinks as readily, which impedes the flow of warm water coming from the south. And today, the AMOC is flowing at its slowest rate in over 1,000 years. That warm water comes from a current in this cycle called the Gulf Stream. And when I heard another PBS Terror show was going diving there, I asked if I could come along and swim in part of the largest energy transfer on planet Earth.
Whoa,
So Jasmine, where are
dude,
we? And why
check
are we here?
this chick out, bro. She wants to go fucking diving to go see the shit.
So right now we're just off the
That's
coast
cool.
of Jupiter,
Fuck
Florida.
yeah.
We're actually sitting in the Gulf Stream right now.
She ain't just
which
some
is a place
smart
where
girl,
a lot of sharks
you know,
gather.
talking to us on a
Oxygen-rich,
podcast. She goes out and does shit.
Upwelling, so that deeper, colder ocean water is coming up, bringing a lot of plankton, and that's really the base of the food chain. It's a really
I'm out of
well
here.
productive
California Tiki,
area.
bye.
We're out here in the water.
She's out. You get
So right
right,
now we
man.
are
We're
in
just calling her
the
out in a
Gulf
friendly
Stream. We're
manner.
closer to the equator.
Video of those
So that
dudes. I'll
sun's
take
radiation
anything.
is really strong. It causes evaporation.
Sea level rise?
Causes the
Freaking article.
salt content
You don't have
in
to
the
worry
water
about sea level rise. Listen to
stronger.
this.
That water then is transported all the way up to Europe. And while the Gulf Stream is a critical part of the AMOC, it's primarily
She is
driven by
fucking
surface
cute, man.
winds and the Earth's rotation. So it won't disappear if the AMOC collapses, but it will be affected in ways you need to know about. We'll get to that in a minute, but first, let's get back to the AMOC. Climate models are pretty certain that a warmer world means a weaker AMOC, but there's a big difference between a gradual linear weakening and a collapse. And increasingly, scientists are worried that it could collapse altogether.
If you dilute the surface waters in the north, the AMOC will get slower, it will transport less salty water from the subtropics up to the higher northern latitudes, thereby the density gets even more reduced, making the AMOC even slower.
This is from six days ago.
Positive feedback. If you weaken that AMOC too much, a freshwater cap will simply develop at the surface, the sinking motion will stop, and the whole system is going to break down.
The cold blob could be evidence that the AMOC has already slowed down, with less heat being transported from the south and in turn cooling the region. And the big question is, are we heading for a collapse? But first, what's the big deal with this overturning circulation halting?
Dude, is the whole world coming to an end? Hey, but first, let's talk about this. So I'm smelling something fishy here.
Well, it turns out that we can get a pretty good idea of what might happen by going way back in the climate record.
We actually have some paleoclimate evidence of what will happen when the AMOC collapses, because during the last ice age this has happened several times. This will massively change the northern hemisphere temperatures.
The AMOC is currently partly responsible for relatively temperate climates in otherwise far north parts of Europe. If it collapsed,
it would have significant cooling in the northern hemisphere, more cooling the more we move northwards. So let's say in Germany it might just be 2 to 3 degrees cooling, but then in northern Norway it may go up to 8 or 10 degrees of cooling.
The jet stream could also become more unstable, which could cause more extreme weather events like the polar vortex or heat dome.
There will be also changes in rainfall patterns. Most alarming consequence will be the southward shift of the tropical rain belt, which will affect the monsoon systems of South America and of Africa. The current West African monsoon region would basically be without monsoon.
Hundreds of millions of people rely on these monsoons for food production and more. But the impacts don't stop there.
We will see massive impacts on the marine
That means
ecosystem,
massive
which are very
migrations.
difficult to predict what they exactly will be, but the whole marine ecosystem, fisheries, all depend strongly on the current situation with the AMOC going.
And another consequence would be seen along the eastern seaboard of North America. And this is where the Gulf Stream comes in.
The sea level on the left-hand side of the Gulf Stream is quite low. On the right-hand side, it's about 1 meter higher because of the Coriolis force acting on the Gulf Stream and pushing the water to the right, away from the American coast. If you slow down that AMOC and then...
Oh, but water always finds its level. Water always finds its level. Oh, I guess you didn't take into the gravitational fucking force of the goddamn rotation of the fucking planet, you moronic fucking flat earthing son of a bitch.
Thereby also the Gulf Stream. The water on the left-hand side of the Gulf Stream will go up, leading to a massive extra sea level rise by up to 1 meter along North Atlantic shores when the AMOC collapses.
1 meter of sea level rise would inundate significant parts of coastal cities like New York, Boston, Halifax. It wouldn't happen quite like the tsunami in The Day After Tomorrow, but that much change over the course of a few decades is still far faster than what we can prepare for. And one last scary consequence, it's estimated that our oceans absorb about 1/4 of the carbon dioxide that humans release each year, and the North Atlantic alone may absorb around 1.3 billion tons per year, about 40% of the global ocean's carbon uptake. A weaker AMOC could significantly reduce this carbon uptake, thus amplifying global warming.
It has really
so it all feeds into each other, and they know it.
If this change in ocean circulation happens.
Okay, so now that we're taking this seriously, what are the chances that this will actually happen?
Here we go.
I've also myself always considered it as a low probability, high impact back in the 90s and 2000s, but in recent times there are a number of studies that really suggest that the risk is much larger and much closer, actually, with lower levels of warming than we have previously thought.
A new study published in July of 2023 that Dr. Warmstorf was not a part of warned that we estimate a collapse of the AMOC to occur around mid-century under the current scenario of future emissions. If that estimate turns out to be...
Fucking weird music in the background. Sounds like my alarm clock.
Yeah.
Sounds like the clock on my wall.
True, many people alive today would see impacts like 3 feet of sea level rise in New York City before the end of the century. And short of collapse, a weakening of the AMOC is also something to be concerned about.
It doesn't have to completely shut down for us to feel impacts that will be probably quite serious. And we probably already are seeing some of those impacts. Over the last several years, there's been much above normal temperatures running along the eastern seaboard, which has had some big impacts on the fisheries there.
And what's really fascinating and scary is how all of these changes will interact.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's still a lot we don't know.
Interact.
The combination of natural fluctuations in the climate
That's what Guy McPherson has been studying, the interactions of all of these feedback loops.
system that we've seen.
How they all feed into each other and make each other exponentially worse. Freaking article.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the Ice Age froze the planet solid. Hug. And when the prehistoric R was here, carbon was 10, 20 times it is now. Yeah, but human beings weren't here at the time, Oracle.
Yeah, no, they were not.
Many times before, like El Nino, La Nina, these cycles that have been happening and evolving over many thousands of years.
I don't think the goddamn prehistoric dinosaurs were eating fucking wheat and rice and barley and soy and all that shit that humans rely on, you know?
Are
driving around in cars, for that matter.
And I don't think their oceans were full of fucking microplastics. And I don't think their coral was dead. You know?
In a very rapid and difficult to predict way. This journey that we're on into
We've destroyed this planet, Ken.
Really
you're in a horrible state of denial.
In a conversation about tipping points like the AMOC, it's important to remember that at this point, what we do as humans is very likely to have a bigger impact on climate change than tipping elements. Our greenhouse gas emissions are still a big contribution to our warming world, and that's something that we can control.
Bullshit.
And the process
No,
of understanding...
we've already proven that we can't control that. It's a proven fact. We can't control it. Nobody can stop it. It's not getting any less. Elon Musk is busting rockets up, fucking like busting nuts all over all over us, laughing his ass off.
The uncharted climate territory we're in is not simple. In 2022, a paper explained the existence of the cold blob without changing or collapsing ocean currents. That's why the process of scientific discovery and debate is so important. So what impacts are you most concerned about?
No, none of that's important. You guys don't have to worry about any of that. I'm going to tell you
So
why.
in the comments...
All you have to worry about is your own situation and how you're going to deal with whatever, whether it's a reality or not, as long as you're going to choose to be prepared for it. That's all you have to worry about. How, why, what, all that shit, all those silly little facts, they don't mean anything. And you're not fucking Nancy Drew, and quit trying to act like you're a fucking big, Sherlock Holmes solving the big mystery. What you need to be worried about is where you're going to get the money that you need to get the fucking rice that you need to put in your fucking basement and store so you've got food. Where are you going to have water? Where are you going to have, everything set up if you don't have power? Those are the types of things. And if you start worrying about bullshit that you have no control over, you're going to take your eye off the prize, and that's your own survival. So I've always explained to my audience to be prepared for anything like this, because we've got a hurricane coming here right now. It's a category 3 supposedly when it hits. We don't know how strong and powerful or what kind of an effect that's going to have on us here. We don't know if it's going to change directions and come right over where we are.
Damn.
Yeah, it's on its way, and it's supposed to hit north of us, but we're going to get a lot of rain. Wednesday. Wednesday.
Damn.
Yeah. So, I got all of tomorrow to prepare. In fact, let's check on it's like Hurricane Iliad or some weird name. Hurricane something.
Iliad?
Yeah, I guess. Idalia. Could slam Florida as major hurricane 2 hours ago. If they're going to show the track of it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's showing we're just going to get, it looks like we're just going to get rain. and it looks like they've downgraded it to a category 2 that it's gonna hit. So it's way north of us. What did he say about going to the east?
Become a Category 2 hurricane, as we mentioned, coming ashore in the Big Bend area of Florida. Cedar Key, an island right in here, will be close to that. And it's going to bring rain and storm bands to the peninsula of Florida, even when it's still offshore. That could cause some localized flooding, even some spin-up tornadoes, and then bring heavy rains across that area and paralleling the coastline of the Carolinas as it goes on towards the east and north.
Why can't I click on this? Why is there an arrow on it if I can't click on it, you idiots? Fucking morons. Man buys an entire mall, but not everyone happy with what he's putting inside. Who cares? Bro, what me and Cyber saw someone did with the mall in China is fucking disgusting. You guys need to see it. Check this shit out. This is one of the most disgusting things you'll see all day. I promise you. Check this shit out. You guys ready? This is in China. Watch this shit. You see what she's doing? She's podcasting. She's got a light on her. She's podcasting, right? You guys all watching? I got your attention? Good. Watch this shit.
Terus sampai belakang sana. Ini juga jualan. Yang lagi jualan. Ini ada yang jualan PlayStation ini. Ini ada lagi ngedance. Ini juga.
That guy's sitting in gaming, man. It's so fucking foul, man. Laying in a fucking pit.
Wait, jangan sedih, masih ada. Nih jualan juga Persija. Ini juga jualan tas-tas cantik.
Crazy, huh?
It's fucked up, man. That's all those TikTok videos. All the young people are fucking legging up.
Psychotic, man. The only way to fix it would be the Great Purge freaking Oracle. Just like the movies. Right, you can't predict it. I did ask you, bro, North, good podcast mall. Plants each other. You asked me what, Nate, will the coming storm be in your neck of the woods? Is that what you're asking? You told me you asked me that. Should hit well north of us. We should have a lot of rain. Hopefully there won't be winds, because it's category 2, so it's not super high winds. Because we're so far away from where it looks like it's going to be. Now, if it changes direction, and that can happen, what I've seen happen, these storms do, they'll come across the Gulf and all of a sudden they'll stall and they'll start warbling and just like they could go anywhere, bro. And then all of a sudden they bust out of that and start moving again. So if that happens, we're screwed. That's freaking dude. Oh, new CoffeeZilla 5 hours ago.
They begged me not to investigate.
I haven't seen it, but I saw it on someone begged him not to make a video, right?
But now I've uncovered millions of dollars stolen.
Please don't believe this horse that are coming out of people's mouths that I've stolen money from him.
And the scammer's biggest supporters are now against him.
If he's run scams in the past, he's run more scams. He's a scammer.
He's a scammer. It looks like a scam, yeah.
Even his family says he needs to go to jail.
The one good thing that might come out of it, if he does go to prison, and, you know, maybe he can just sit there and think about what he's actually doing.
This is the story of Brian King Legend, a new breed of scammer you may not have heard of, but you should know about. But before we confront him with evidence, let's start at the beginning. I first remember hearing about Brian about a year ago when I was looking for new scammers on the come-up. People told me he was selling a new coin called Seifu, which advertised 382,000% APY.
Oh my God!
Website bragged you could become a millionaire in 1 year if you invested $1,000. I thought this was an obvious scam.
Dude, if it was that much, you could just invest $10.
First attempt, I decided to dig more.
That's nothing you can fucking guarantee, man. How can you guarantee that?
I decided to make a video.
Because he's a scammer. No way you can guarantee something like that.
Warning people about the new scam Seifu to stop it.
More like Snafu.
But I failed.
What do you mean you failed? You already made a video. What more can you do?
My girlfriend was
go
watching
back now?
this with me, and her and I both agree we hate the fucking talking robot.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It's fucking so creepy and dumb. It makes him look so lonely.
100,000 people invested, Max. They got hurt.
Well, you can't help people who don't help themselves, Coffee. If they didn't listen to you the first time,
then I tell them again, as many times as it takes.
Human nature.
Look at all the
doesn't
production,
change.
man. Look at all the camera and angles and
Well, I just thought you.
so much
No,
production.
I can't this time. They pushed me too far on this.
I remember when it was not like that. I remember before that robot was in the picture.
The $1 million studio. Didn't he say like the $30 million studio or something?
So I think it is $1 million studio.
Mention me?
You? Why would they mention you?
Hello? New sidekick? Dr. Maxwell?
No, they didn't. And you aren't. Look,
No neck.
Here, check it out. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
One of the idiots over there on the Crypto Leads Discord keeps on putting up a CoffeeZilla thing, stirring people up. Let me explain something to you. You f***ing idiots. If you think that CoffeeZilla is going to be able to do a goddamn thing, he's not going to be able to. I've already gone through this over and over and over.
This is awesome.
And over and over and
This is
over
awesome.
again.
I love it.
It is.
Daniel, you glorious idiot. What did you do?
That was awesome.
Ladies and
Oh
gentlemen,
my God.
welcome back. Last time, these are the basic allegations we uncovered. Previous history of scamming, unrealistic returns, a burn wallet scam. My video was brief last time because to me, this was all obviously too good to be true, but I was wrong. And this time, Brian Legend's gonna get the full colonoscopy. I talked to everyone in this video, from victims to supporters to family to Brian himself. And what I found out this time that I didn't know last year is that Brian Legend didn't start out with big scams or crypto at all. He built up to it, which I found out when I met his family.
Irene Hayes, maiden name Sila. I am Brian's aunt, so he's my nephew. But
She looks
I
like
have my brother because
Geddy Lee
my parents, who
from
were
Rush.
his grandparents, adopted him when he was 4 years old after his mother passed away. So that's basically the family relationship. And of course, John here is my son, so he's Brian's cousin.
All right, so the first thing we learned is Brian Legend wasn't born a legend. He was born Brian Seiler. His mother passed when he was young, and he was soon adopted by his grandparents, although something seemed different with Brian almost immediately.
He didn't have his real parents, but he grew up in a, great, happy home, with all the same values as what I grew up with. But, he just didn't turn out to be that kind of man in the end.
I've heard a few other rumors that, he had some movie ticket scheme, and then he also
seen
did,
Russian
mail
concert?
order, some mail order
Nice.
scam.
Yeah.
Is that true? Can you tell me about that?
I know for me, he got my eBay account disabled because he was scamming people from that, selling stuff and then not actually sending it, just taking the money, and then all of a sudden I got a thing because this is
years ago. This is years ago.
Yeah, so I was 16 at the time, so I was just like,
It's 20s there.
borrow my eBay account, that's fine. And then all of a sudden I get this thing saying, oh, you can't use it anymore. And I was like, what's going on? And yeah, apparently I read through all the reviews and it was sending stuff, not getting sent the item and all this sort of thing. And there's just 100
Avoid
reviews,
seller
and I
at all
was like, what's
costs.
going on?
I mean, that was when the, internet was basically first starting. We're still doing mail in those days, but of course on the internet. So he would sell movie tickets to people, and then never send them, obviously. So these people never, got them. And as John was saying, I remember him trying to clean up coins, saying they were, from 1862, worth how many thousands of dollars, and he'd send them, but of course they weren't the real thing, but he'd get the money. And that's all, together with all this eBay and all of that, yeah.
So he's been doing, this is a long history of lying, scamming people, started small time, and then recently it's become huge. I mean, millions of dollars.
It's got bigger and bigger every time he starts a new venture, obviously. He's realised, oh, well, I can get away with this much, and then he tries, obviously, to do a little bit more, and he's been getting away with it constantly, I guess a snowball effect, isn't it?
Brian's family is right. Things only grew from here, and Brian eventually found the crypto industry where his ambitions grew, along with the money and allegations of him scamming people. Although, of course, he would say this is all FUD, and his family, they're just jealous. In fact, he says this is one reason he changed his name in the first place.
My name is Brian Legend. I have no association at all with Brian Seiler anymore. There was a lot of hate, not hatred.
What? What do you mean you have no affiliation? It was you, dumbass. You have every
He's
affiliation.
Another person now. It's another person
You
now.
have every affiliation with that name, you motherfucker. You can't just change your name and say I'm no longer associated with the things that I've done under a different name. It's like if a Ferrari ran somebody over and then you took the name Ferrari off it and put Chevrolet on there and said that car didn't do it, didn't run somebody over. See, it says Chevrolet on it now. That's how dumb you are, you idiot.
But I suppose a lot of jealousy from family members, mainly one, and I suppose you can call it two, and a couple of others there, and they were getting a bit jealous about my fame, my success, and they really developed a lot of hatred in the end for me, and I really don't know why. But at the end of the day, I decided, look, I need to separate myself away from family.
Now, who should we believe about what happened here? Brian Legend or his jealous family? Well, let's look at some more evidence because this brings us all to Seifu. This was Brian's biggest project ever that would take him from $10 t-shirts to Louis Vuitton and supercars. But at the beginning, Brian claimed he didn't need the money. He already had it. He was just creating Seifu to reclaim his reputation from scammers himself.
I'm actually making this project, okay, and I've released this project not from a financial gain perspective, which means that I'm not doing this for money, okay? I already have money, okay? I don't care about $1 million. I don't care about $5 million. I don't care about money, really, okay? I have money already. What I'm doing this for, me personally, is to try to build back my reputation from the last projects which got diminished and they got absolutely slaughtered by fudders
in the game, and you know, I suppose you can call them kind of scammers because they're trying to scam you out of knowing the truth, and they're trying to make you believe that I was some scammer myself or whatever. It's untrue.
So yeah, Brian claims he didn't need to scam anyone because he already had money. But not only that, he literally couldn't scam you according to him because, firstly, the Seifu white paper said the team will not hold any tokens, and the Seifu team cannot dump on you. Secondly, Brian said he wasn't taking a salary from Seifu until the blockchain was done. Now, to this day, that blockchain hasn't come out. So, according to that, he wouldn't have taken a salary. So if both of those things are true, no tokens and no salary, how could he have made money from Seifu? And how is it that his lifestyle changed so much then, going from cheap shirts to luxury brands, from simple houses to mansions? Well, Brian's explanation is the same as before. He already had the money, which is what he said when I confronted him on this.
So, CoffeeZilla, as I just told, what I was about to say was that I have been a millionaire for quite some years before even attempting the Seifu, okay?
Once again, we're left with the question, should we believe Brian or not? Was he secretly rich? Well, let's investigate. And our first piece of evidence here comes before Seifu. Brian had a public account flipping domains online called Bryzy555, where he was doing deals just a couple years ago for a few dollars at a time. Now, it's hard to believe you would do this if you were already a millionaire. Brian also was known to have a low-budget cooking show that was copying Epic Mealtime called Angry Mealtime.
Keep your meals angry and the taste delicious.
Now, this evidence suggests that Brian didn't have money before Seifu, something that he disagrees with. Is that why you were domain flipping in 2020 for like $3?
I own plenty of domains, thousands and thousands of domains.
Yeah, so a few years ago you run a cooking show where you're broke, then you run domain flipping where you're flipping for a few bucks, and then all of a sudden you're wearing regular shirts, you get in charge of Seifu, and suddenly you have supercars in a mansion? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
So what I'd like to tell you is that whatever I do on the side towards hobbies years ago, obviously, you know, people go through stints of what they, you know, feel like in the moment. And yeah, I attempted some YouTube stuff, but that was all as a hobby, not to earn income from it. I never had ads on there or anything like that.
That's right. These were hobbies, according to Brian. But I was confused why, if he was rich before and was domain flipping as a hobby, why did he stop these hobbies after he had created Seifu and definitely was rich? Well, let's look at another piece of evidence, which actually comes from Brian's family. See, they say he wasn't a millionaire at the time because they knew him and he was broke. I've talked to Brian, and he told me that he was a millionaire before this. Is that true, that he didn't need this money?
Maybe in his mind, but my mum's got right here money. She actually had to send him to stay off the streets in Queensland because he couldn't afford rent.
So we actually give him money because he put his, you know, all this, he used to hock all this stuff, you know, like with cash converters and all of that. So thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars we sent him, you know, so that he could stay in his apartment and, you know, get his phone back and for food. If we didn't give him all this money, well, he wouldn't really be anywhere, basically. I don't think, you know.
So he was almost homeless. I mean, he wasn't just like not rich. He was almost homeless if it wasn't for you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got evidence, you know, transfers, who we gave money to and how much and everything. So yeah.
Now, all these pieces of evidence point in one direction. Brian was broke, or at a minimum, not rich before Seifu, which leads us to a very interesting mystery. Once again, how did Brian go from this to all of this if he had no salary, no tokens, and wasn't rich beforehand? With all of these discrepancies, I decided to look deeper into the blockchain to figure out how this might have happened. And when you go to the Seifu website, the only official wallets Brian had access to were the Seifu Insurance Fund and the Seifu Treasury. Now, both of these wallets claim to be used for specific Seifu-related purposes to achieve price stability, fund new investments, Seifu projects, and marketing for Seifu. But that is not actually what happened. See, take the Treasury wallet, for example. Brian claims he was using it for investments like the Seifu blockchain. On April 25th, 2022, Brian said that he had taken a one-time withdrawal of $420,000, and it satisfied all operational and development costs. Sounds great.
What's up, everybody? If you're just tuning in, we're watching to CoffeeZilla video. He's busted the scammer guy, just investigating him and exposing him for ripping people off in the crypto realm. Just so you guys know what's going on. I see a bunch of people just came in, so welcome to the show.
But when we actually
let me know where you all came in from, for sure, please.
look at that wallet, a lot more money has been taken out. $5.77 million cashed out to Binance and Change Now, which is strange. Where did that missing $5 million go? Well, let's keep looking. A few months later, Brian used the Treasury again to sell and said that all costs bills are now 100% allocated, which means there is no more selling from us. IMO, this now marks the low on current price. Of course, he was wrong on this. The price crashed horrifically from here. And how much had Brian withdrawn less than a year in? A staggering $17 million from the Treasury. What kind of investments or expenses could possibly explain all this money, other than maybe Brian stole some of it? Well, I wanted to look into it, and it's true there were some extravagant spending. For example, take a diamond necklace with the Seifu logo on it. But the problem here is Brian claims he used his own funds to buy this thing. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, he said, just to prove the futters that he ain't rugging or running off at all. What a nice level-headed guy. Proved the futters wrong by spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on himself. So maybe the necklace doesn't explain all that spending, but maybe the Forbes article does. Or perhaps the award that Seifu won at the Dubai Crypto Expo for being the most innovative blockchain of 2022.
Wow.
Which might seem weird until you realize this award was literally pay to win. For $75,000 of a sponsorship, you could buy an award from Crypto Expo Dubai in whatever category you wanted.
Dude, that is so fucking wrong. Oh my god.
In fact, that's how two crypto projects won the same award in Best DeFi and Best DeFi.
Wow.
The only difference between them being one had a hyphen in it. So my point with all of this is to say that Seifu did do some stupid, extravagant spending. They even had a racing team. But none of this adds up to $17 million in operational costs in 1 year. Not even close. So once again, where did that extra money go? Even worse, Brian told everyone back in August that he had all the money he needs.
What? Where did all the money come from? How did he make all that fucking money?
And won't be selling again, right? But that didn't actually last 2 months because Brian Legend quickly took out another $10 million from that account, totaling at this point $26 million in less than 1 year.
Where did all the money come from, man? I'm so confused right now.
So where did all this money go? It truly is a mystery, but maybe this picture holds some clues. But we can't stop there, because that was just one wallet, the Treasury. Remember that Brian had access to another wallet called the Seifu Insurance Fund. And before you ask, did he take money from that too? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He took millions from that wallet as well. And there's another wallet in play that we haven't even talked about yet, the Fire Pit. Now, the reason we haven't talked about this is because it was supposed to be untouchable. Nobody had the keys or password to this wallet. Brian insisted that he didn't control it.
It's obviously being asked a few times if we do have keys to the wallet, so if we've got access to the wallet. The answer is no, categorically no. Brian's going to rug the Fire Pit. How many times have we fucking heard that I'm going to rug this Fire Pit? How many times have we heard that? I would not, if you know what, if I...
And all the Seifu influencers said, no, that's not possible. He would never do this.
For all of you who doubt Brian, and I know the futters were constantly, this was a point of contention.
Brian's got 2.7 million Seifu in the Fire Pit that he can just rug on you guys. Just wait, guys. You'll see.
Well, I love those people.
Dude, I was in a Facebook group this morning, just like, you guys can't be serious, really. Brian
Wow.
doesn't have the keys to the wallet.
Wow, dude. They all got rug pulled by this dude. That's hilarious.
There will never, ever, ever be anything that transfers out of the burn wallet ever.
Well, that lasted up until December 27th, 2022, when Brian Legend said, Fudders will have you believe that it was always my plan to rug the Fire Pit wallet by accessing the wallet. This is so far from the truth that the last 10 months have been nothing more than to prove this narrative is bogus. Having said the above, I will now admit to the last 10 months being a test of loyalty from your end and trust in my word of me not being some kind of scammer at all. Yes, the keys to the Seifu Fire Pit were in my possession.
Wow. There it is, man.
All this time, and I have had full access to it, meaning if there was any ounce of truth to me being a scammer or me wanting to rug the project, well, it would have happened many months ago.
Wow.
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for trusting in me and not giving in to the fudders with the likes of CoffeeZilla. What kind of mischievous villain says this? Think about the emotional whiplash of this for supporters. I mean, hey guys, I'm not a scammer, I don't have the keys. Then it's, hey guys, this is all a test, I had the keys. I did lie, but I didn't scam you, so you can trust me. Thank you for not trusting the fudders, who were right? And look, this by itself would have been insane and enough to discredit Brian, but it doesn't stop there. Because Brian claimed in this post that all future money would be sent to the proper burn wallet. Only he changed his mind a little after this post. He said he was going to use the money for a new project idea of his, only to then change his mind again, saying he was ashamed of himself, saying, I feel it's immoral and irresponsible to use the fire pit, only then to change his mind again and to use funds from the wallet he said he could never steal
Hey,
from,
tropical thing.
taking the money that he said only moments ago
On Kick.
he couldn't take and felt it was immoral to take. And look, the most fascinating detail in all of this that I haven't told you yet is the amount of money that was stolen in this fire pit was not significant. At least compared to the millions Brian stole from the treasury, this was like only $100,000 or so. It was peanuts, but this actually reveals so much about Brian. The fact that it wasn't a lot of money and that he couldn't resist taking it anyways shows everything. I mean, this was Brian's big moment of coming out to own the fudders. You know, thank you for trusting in me and not giving in to CoffeeZilla, but then he does it anyways. At this point, I started to wonder if it's not something pathological with Brian. Like he can't help himself. If he can't take the money, he will take the money. Because even he admits that the math on this doesn't make sense.
Everything that I've worked really hard for over the last 18 months, just to what, scam a few $100,000 or $1 million or whatever it is, it doesn't make sense, okay? It does not make sense.
Later, when I confronted Brian and asked him to explain stealing the money from the fire pit, his response got even crazier. No, you stole those funds. Those funds never went to Seifu Go.
What do you mean stolen? How can it be stolen?
I mean, you took them for your personal benefit.
No, stealing is saying that you're stealing from someone else's possessions. The fact of the matter is...
But if you declare... No, you declared the fire... You said... You lied. You said the fire pit couldn't be accessed. Then you changed the rules halfway through and you took the funds that should have been in the burn wallet, right? This burn wallet, and you took it for yourself. True or false?
So, as I've said to you, what you're saying, and you're trying to suggest to me that I somehow stole funds. And I'm telling you, you cannot steal off something you already possess.
He says so. He did steal it.
But you said you didn't possess the fire pit.
Look, I'm not going to keep on going around in circles here, okay?
No, but you're saying I can't steal something I possess. But I'm saying that wasn't your money.
You said, your very self on that first video stated that the fire pit is a wallet that Brian controls,
Dude.
apparently, was what you said, okay?
Yeah, I said you're lying to everyone. You're lying?
So people like him, people need to find, you know? This reminds me of the dude from Celsius.
Yeah.
Bonsai says he hates belts because he's wearing suspenders.
Lying to everyone. You're secretly manipulating your own coin. And that is exactly what
Hey,
happened.
Swayze. Hey,
If that
Pokey.
wallet was owned by me, okay, it means that I possess those keys, I possess the funds in it. So therefore, how can I steal off myself or my own wallet? It doesn't work that way. Nobody else possesses those funds. It's me who possesses those funds, so therefore I'm stealing from myself, am I? No.
This is insane.
What an idiot.
We've gone full circle from I don't own that wallet to I won't steal that money because it would be bad to I can't steal it because I controlled it all along and you said I controlled it, so this is a stretch of logic that not even Brian's most diehard supporters can get behind. Remember this guy, Daniel Prado, the supporter of Brian Legend, who kicked off this investigation?
If you think that CoffeeZilla is going to be able to do a goddamn thing, he's not going to be able to.
Well, I called him about this, and he was a little surprised. I just had to ask, hey, there's a viral clip that I want to kind of ask you about. So you said CoffeeZilla. What is he going to do? What? You know, do you remember saying that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. It has nothing to do with,
After some initial nervousness that I was back, I asked Daniel about the key question. Brian was claiming that the fire pit money was his money, and that it was his money all along. He's free to take it. He didn't do anything wrong by taking it. That belongs to him. Is that fair to say? Oh, it's just his money. It belongs to him. That's not hurting the community?
No, it's not fair to say that. It's not his money. It's the...
Cyber.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a bong rip. We've got somebody in the chat named Yash Shadel who says the 2 witnesses of Revelation are now active.
Say again?
Yeah, all right. So you're gonna need a bong rip. There's someone named Yash Shadel in the chat that says the 2 witnesses of Revelation are now active.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right, dude?
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, cheers, Cyber. No Oregonian cannabis, everybody. Cheers, Bonzai, Tropical Thing, Triple J Swayze, Yash Shadel, Pokey Don, Deer Slayer, Freaking Oracle, Tropical Thing. Okay, Dave Fishing, cheers.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
The fire pit was supposed to be burned.
Yeah.
To think that is just absolutely ludicrous.
There you have it. Not even Brian King Legend's biggest shills will stand behind it. And look, we're not even done. Now we need to talk about the treasure pit hunt, which was supposed to be a marketing campaign where Brian was going to give back to the community.
Treasure Quest promotion. That's what this is about today. Huge $1 million promotion. It's going to be one lucky millionaire that is going to be able to unlock this wallet, this promotion of $1 million worth, all right, by literally completing a seed phrase. There'll be 24 words. So it's basically a quest, meaning what we'll be doing, okay, is giving little hints and I suppose little, well, not only hints, but I suppose Easter eggs into getting those seed phrase words.
The plan was simple. Brian slowly releases the passphrase of 24 words little by little that control a wallet with $1 million in it. And if you followed along and were the first to unlock it, you would get the full $1 million. But something strange happened right before the promotion ended with only 6 words left. See, someone accessed the wallet and took the money early. Then a new Discord user joined called Goblin and said he took the money because he owned a Bitcoin mining company in Canada that used their miners to guess the rest of the 6 words in the seed phrase before anyone else could get it. He hacked it, in other words. But is that true? What are the odds a guy in Canada with a Bitcoin mining facility randomly guessed 6 words? Well, I did the math. And the odds are 73 quintillion to 1. Or to put it another way, you have better odds of winning the lottery twice back to back than guessing this randomly. So, did someone just get that lucky? Or did Brian Legend steal the money again? Well, here's his response.
We had a treasure pit promo of $1 million. We chucked $1 million worth of Seifu in the
Cyber.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you did a bong hit. Here we go. Ursa's here, Pokemon. Hey, Yashadel. This is serious. This is real. It has begun in the United States. Fire.
Oh, fire.
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 It has
I'm
begun.
convinced.
Yashadel, the two witnesses of Revelation are now active. Yashadel, this is serious. This is real. It has begun in the United States. Fire. Everybody, fire.
Treasure pit. And then some scrupulous character named Goblin, who people believe is me for some ungodly reason, okay, and think that I even would have the audacity to rug a project or rug a promotion or use a promotion that I've created for the holders, created for you guys. I didn't create it for me. I was never Goblin. It's just bullshit, right? But fudders are saying, okay, Brian's the one who's done all this. No, man, come on. There's no proof to verify this. It's a bunch of conjecture. It's horse. It's literally throwing mud at a wall and seeing what sticks. Hey, Brian's Goblin.
That's
Brian's
exactly
taken
what he's
40
doing
million
right
from
now.
liquidity. Brian's stolen all your funds. What the hell, man?
This is always Brian's answer. It's FUD. It's nonsense. It's conjecture. That's what he did with the fire pit. It's what he did with the treasure pit. And it's what he's done with other scams. One of them was called Clever DeFi, which I think shows how easily Brian lies. See, in that case, Brian was accused of pumping and dumping this Clever token with a bunch of shell wallets, according to articles like this. Now, Brian always vehemently denied these accusations, saying things like, it proved nothing. All it is wild conjecture. The wallet addresses shown in the article are not even mine. No proof shown that those wallets are tied to me or Clever DeFi at all. And that was true until a few months later, while doing a live stream, Brian accidentally leaked some of his wallets. And it turned out the wallets he denied being his actually were totally his, and he totally controlled. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this was just another test for his believers not to buy into the FUD, but it seems like a pattern is starting to emerge here. And around the time this all started to come to light, the initial hype of Seifu was dying. People had questions, and Brian needed to find a new grift to squeeze his followers for even more money. And this is when he started to raise money for the Seifu blockchain, which at this point was called Vulcan. See, that previous $420,000 he took that he said satisfied all the requirements, yeah, that doesn't cut it anymore. For such an innovative blockchain, Brian Legend needed more. So he started to raise money selling nodes, which were things that promised huge financial returns supposedly if you bought them, which of course the Seifu influencers who've been promoting this the whole time jumped on immediately.
Seifu Army, node returns are insane. They are crazy. In this video, I'm going to show you the numbers and show you why we're all going to make it.
Woo! The person you just heard from goes by Greek DeFi. And spoiler alert, he previously was involved in SafeMoon, and this same guy, when later confronted, would admit this about Brian Legend. Even his biggest supporters are admitting now that what he's done is unconscionable.
Oh, 100%.
But
I'm not gonna
can you call him a scammer now in front of everybody?
What he's doing, it's scam. It's very scammy. Yes, it's very scammy.
What do you mean it's scammy? If he's run scams in the past, he's run more scams. He's a scammer.
He's a scammer. It looks like a scam. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
he's a scammer. He's
Yes,
a scammer.
thank you.
Yes.
You should not support scammers.
Greek.
I'm not supporting anything Brian touches going forward.
Okay.
Going forward.
What? Okay, so you've learned your lesson.
I've learned my lesson. The community's been hurt. I'm not touching it.
He regrets it now, guys. Brian's a scammer. Big shock. But these kinds of confessions are too little too late. This grift of raising money for the Vulcan blockchain worked so well, it raised over $8 million, according to Brian himself.
I'll have you understand and believe that this is truly 100% accurate and correct. These numbers you're seeing on your screen are correct, okay? This is the number here, 8.6 million. That's how much was taken, okay? In terms of LP that we extracted, okay, at the time of Seifu.
So Brian claims 8.6 million was raised, but where did it actually go? The blockchain? Well, no. Brian then sent this money off to a crypto exchange called Gate.io, and nobody saw the money after that. Brian claims he spent most of this money on development.
That between 6.2 to 6.5 million has been spent on blockchain development, okay? And I'm here to tell you that that is exactly accurate.
But given what we've discussed so far, you might be skeptical of anything Brian characterizes as accurate. So was I. So I asked for proof. Let me ask you, Brian, where's the money for Vulcan blockchain?
I'm no longer part of...
No, where's the money in Gate.io?
As you know, that is a question that you would...
Yeah, whatever, Yashadel, you're a kook. Go kook off.
Being that I'm no longer part of that there at all. So if that can be addressed through them, then go for it.
So, of course, that's what I did. And I got a response from the lead developer on the Vulcan blockchain, Nick, who said Brian's numbers are, quote, nowhere close to reality. The actual numbers aren't 6.5 million. They barely get to 7 figures. So, once again, we have missing money. $7 million to be exact. Where could it be? Well, once again, we may never know. Now, believe it or not, we're still not done. Because after fundraising for the blockchain, Brian then created 2 new crypto tokens, SafeUgo version 1 and version 2. Both were honeypots, meaning that at some point people couldn't sell right away, leading to a legendary clip when the influencers who promoted it suddenly realized someone had rugged their coin.
Yeah, some kiwi. No, I'm saying I'm just talking about you need to open up the, so we can sell.
Sales. Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention.
That's safe food.
I didn't even pay attention to the sales and notice the sales until I started seeing the price go up. I said, let me check the sales again. I was like, oh man.
You got a couple of reds. Where's this red coming from now? I wonder if that's just like evaluation going down.
Dude, that candle's about to drop on that screen.
Say again?
A candle's about to drop right there. That red candle.
Ah.
Look, there it goes. Look. There it goes. They're getting rug pulled. Oh, boom, there it goes.
Damn.
What's going on? Huge dump. Oh, yeah, look what he got pulled. Okay.
Literally, the moment the price drops, this guy just drops off the call. He's like, I'm out. And of course, to be clear, as usual, Brian Legend would deny these honeypot accusations. He said these were simply development issues.
I want to put on the record that there was 2 launches. Okay? When you said there was a honeypot, I'm telling you that there was a failed development.
However, once again, when we actually ask one of his biggest supporters who invested in this, they say something different.
And then he changed his mind. I sold on that announcement.
Wait, yeah, because we should talk about Esco. Esco was a honeypot.
The first launch was a honeypot, and then that was the failed launch. I will admit there was a honeypot. Nobody could sell, so obviously it went up to $16,000. So you don't just go straight up to $16,000. That's a honeypot. Nobody could sell, so he refunded everybody that. But he did the shady move of selling his Seifu.
Yeah, he refunded after he dumped the price. Because everyone was locked up. He dumped Seifu. Then he gave people, so once the price was worth less, he then gave people some money back. But less.
Yeah, he gave him the Seifu back.
Oh, did I mention that? Yeah, Brian did this fun thing where he refunded people for the SafeUgo failed launch, paying them in Seifu that they put in, but not before the price of Seifu itself mysteriously collapsed. Meaning your refund wasn't really worth your refund. And look, at this point, we may as well address the elephant in this room. Why, if there were so many red flags, did people invest? Why, scam after scam, did people put their money with this guy? And I don't think there's just one answer to this. Some people clearly were being greedy, turning a willful blind eye to problems. People like Greek DeFi.
Every time Brian releases an announcement, Greek, what do you think of this? What, are you falling for this BS? And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. You're not gonna get me to respond to you. I'm I'm up like 7x since you guys started saying he was a scammer and like all this crap. I'm like, okay, so I don't want to hear it. I'm making money.
Let's be honest. I don't have a lot of sympathy for guys like that, right? This kind of willful ignorance is exactly how Brian justifies stealing money, according to his family.
When I said to him, don't you feel bad about taking money from people? Well, you know what he said?
What?
They should look into it. They know what they're doing. That's their fault if they're investing, if they don't read into things.
Wow.
And look, that resonates with a lot of people. You know, with the prevalence of all these scams, that is the reaction of a lot of people. You deserve it if you invested in this. How did you not read? How did you invest with a guy named Brian King Legend? But consider another perspective. Not everyone falls into that "it was just greed" bucket. There were many investors who were not willfully blind. These people just aren't professional investors. They're regular people trying to make ends meet, and they're desperate for something more.
My name is Francisco, and I lost $7,000 in Seifu.
So my name's Keith, and I've lost about 10,000.
My name is Marcel, and I lost around $6,800 with Seifu.
What do you do for a living?
I work in hotel as a receptionist.
Are you a professional investor? Is this what you do for a living, or?
No. I'm a disabled farmer where I've got many medical issues ranging from severe osteoarthritis in both legs and both elbows. I've got a brain tumour, which they've removed most of it, but that's made me deaf on the right side. You know, when these medical things happen, all happened in the beginning of 2020. Sophie came along and, unfortunately I was just sucked into the story. I was in a vulnerable part of my life where, you know, like we needed to look for something to give us something to leave me family. You can call it greed, you can call it whatever you want, but, you know, like in our position, you know,
these are the people that get taken advantage of. It's so sad.
Something.
There it is. Yeah. That's the core problem. These scams feed on desperation. And no amount of saying, do your own research, changes things for the most vulnerable. So now let's turn our attention towards the other party in all of this, Brian himself. Right now, Brian has faced zero accountability for any of the lies
Unreal.
or fraud.
Unreal.
I want to be clear that he's not being criminally charged.
Unreal.
But this hasn't stopped his supporters and his family members from saying that needs to change. Let me ask you this. Do you think Brian should go to jail for what he's done?
I mean, obviously, if you take people's money, yeah, you deserve
For a
it.
long time.
Like, there's nothing you can say to that.
Brian's biggest supporter saying he deserves to go to jail. That's a pretty big deal, wouldn't you say?
Well, if you take people's money and you do scammy things, you deserve to go to jail.
Do you think with what Brian has done, he might be headed for jail?
Well, the sad thing is that's what we actually hope, because it might actually help him have
You
some
know-
time alone. Like, it's sad to say that.
California Tiki, you say you've never been scammed. I trust no one. Really? And that right after you say my soul is prepared? You've been scammed. Trust me.
Related to, but that's
Yeah, you gotta be a fucking arrogant bastard if you think you've never been scammed.
Yeah,
Some scams are so good you never fucking know you've been scammed, you know?
It's the craziest thing in the world to say you've never been scammed, and literally you just admitted that you've been scammed by saying you believe you have a soul and you've somehow prepared it.
Oh, it's a
You've
Christian
been
law.
scammed.
You have been scammed, Jesus Christ.
And that, you know, like John says, the one good thing that might
That was
come out of it.
unironic there,
that's
said
sort of-
Jesus Christ, and yeah.
Unironically.
You know, maybe you can just sit there and think about what he's actually doing.
Night, Mom.
That, ladies
Love
and
you.
gentlemen, is the story of Brian Legend.
Good night.
All that money, cars, flash. But in the end, his own family want him in jail. His supporters want him in jail. And his investors, they've lost
His own family
billions
wants
of
him in
dollars.
jail.
And even so, Brian isn't going to stop. I want to make that very clear. Right now, he's still launching a new crypto coin as I record this.
God.
And that's why I'm sitting here cataloging it all, in the hopes that someday, maybe, some government out there will actually do something about this instead of nothing. Until then, there's only
Either that or, you know, though, some of those dudes should get together and hire somebody to take care of that problem.
one more thing I can do.
Hello?
Hey, Jordies, this is CoffeeZilla. I'm wondering if you can confront a scammer for me.
Sure thing. We came to meet
Oh,
Brian
shit.
King to see if the legends
Oh, awesome, dude. He goes and confronts people in person. I love it.
are true.
Again, if I was worried at all, and if I had any bone in my body that did the wrong thing, I should be f***ing scared right now that the feds are coming knocking any time soon.
It's unreal.
Hey. What?
Oh, nothing. You just seem to have a lot of sidekicks these days. Trouble picking?
What, him?
God, what a waste of my time right now.
Don't be jealous. If I had a sidekick, which I don't,
Dude,
you'd be my first pick.
look at what this fucking idiot just said in my chat. Yash Shadel, it seems the fire is coming for you. Hope that changes. It has begun. Dude, you're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck off my Get the fuck off my live stream forever. Fuck you. And California
What an
Tiki,
idiot, dude.
California Tiki, and Swayze, and whoever was saying hi to that person, you guys stop it, man. Dude, I call these people out in the chat for a reason. Don't fucking give them fucking conversation and fodder. You're dealing with complete fucking idiots. Who said hello to that motherfucker? No. It's Pokey Don and Swayze. You guys say hello to these fucking idiots. Why do you do that? Do you know this Yash Shadel person? It's so weird how all these idiots come in.
Ah, thanks for clearing that up.
That moron wasn't even making any sense, and you guys are all like, oh, hi. Don't be like that, man. You know, you've been scammed. That motherfucker just scammed you in my chat into fucking saying hello to them. You just got scammed.
I feel so much better.
Tell me you've never been
You don't
scammed.
even think I should do half of these cases? Why would you even want to be part of this?
No, I said I don't see logic in fighting for people who keep falling for scams. Maybe I'm wrong.
So funny.
Maybe it does matter. But even if I'm right, bartending till I'm rust is equally pointless. So what do I have to lose?
This sounds more like an existential crisis, not a job application. You know, it's weirdly human, actually.
Well, I am trained on human input. It's only natural. for a
Okay,
human
whatever. It's off. Whatever, dude. You lose me with your bullshit fucking robot conversation. Every time. It's just a fail. Dude, I bet you I could make him stop doing that shit. I bet you I could make CoffeeZilla stop doing the robot shit. By just leaving a comment and just
No, I
saying,
don't think so.
yeah, dude, I bet you I could. Because I made Guy from Coin Bureau stop doing stupid disclaimers before his crypto videos. Just like I made fucking Crypto Kid stop saying age is only a number and so is the price of Bitcoin. Yeah, they don't say that shit anymore. After I left a single comment. And I could do it to this dude too. I could just be like, hey man, I watch you all the time. I've got my own little podcast. I just wanted to say that this robot bit that you do and all the time you put into it, basically all I do is either fast forward through it or I turn off your show. When that, just want you to know how just one person feels about it. Dude, I bet you he'd stop doing it. It's funny, dude, but they do read their comments. It does make a difference. It's stupid. Don't try to figure it out, Swayze. I didn't know who the fuck Yashadel is. I said hi, my bad. Yeah, you said hi to someone that wasn't making any sense. You know, so when someone comes in and tries to be all prolific and shit, you guys are impressed with that. Don't be. They're fucking, that's a goddamn, oh my god. It's like a flat earther, guys. You have to, I want you to be more aware of this shit. You know, you go back and look at the first thing they said in my chat. And they fucking threatened me. Personally. You know, it's just like, God, you know, come on. Yashadel. What the fuck is that? You know, who the fuck are you, Gandalf? Get the fuck out of here. With your Yashadel. Yeah, and Swayze's like not impressed. Thank you, me neither. Thank you, Swayze. I wasn't impressed either. Oh my god. I was so not impressed. I wasn't impressed with Alaska either, you know, as soon as they went to the goddamn direct energy weapon shit. But we just keep it real here, you know. We're not gonna fucking sit here and false narrative you. And when we get proven wrong about shit, we admit it. You know, we don't have a problem with admitting that we got something wrong. I was wrong about China for a long time. Cyber set me straight on that shit. He always brings shit to the table about it too. Fucking showing how psychotic it is over there. It's a goddamn other planet. Like goddamn Klingons from Star Trek. Evil, evil race, dude. It's fucking crazy.
It is, man. It really is. And the fucking scary part is so many people don't know it. They think that it's just an exotic fucking country on the other side of the world that is fucking innocent and shit, and we just don't understand them.
And the Chinese can't.
Far from that.
They can't rebel. You know, it's like, how can you not rebel against such an oppressive government? Oh my god. They've really got you. They've taken all your power away.
Yeah, and they disappear you, man. If you are a problem, you just get disappeared. It ain't longer than that. I mean,
wow, poof, like that. You're
and can they not get to you? Then they go after your family. I mean, if you are abroad and you don't want to come home, then they're gonna call you up, and then one of your parents gonna sit beside them. Why do you want to come home now? And if you don't gonna come home, then the parent's gonna end up in jail or something. Good, disappeared. It's happened before. It happened all the time. It's fucking scary, man.
Believe it or not, Tiki, I can completely sympathize with what you said there. Completely. I do. I'm sorry that you lost a child. That sucks. It's bullshit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, it's, I don't know what the point is of the day that it was Good Friday matters, but I would never, if that happened to me, I already don't believe in God, but if I lost a child like that, I would never fucking believe in God after that shit. So, you know, I don't understand why you have faith, Tiki, when, you know, you want to say that, you know, God has no control over life and death or free will or whatever. Wow, really? I seem to remember God fucking striking down an entire population of Sodom. Turning everyone to fucking salt, right? Huh, but he doesn't have the power of life and death. He doesn't have any power over free will. Yeah, because all those people want to be turned into salt pillars. Right? It doesn't even make sense. How do you guys reason through this bullshit? If you already have had your birthday, take your age and add the birth year. What do you get? My son, okay, cool. So we're all caught up on the chat. All right, you guys, great. You guys have a fantastic night. I hope you had fun. I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning show. For those of you who can make the morning. Remember I told you Bitcoin was going to go up to 26,300. It got to 232. It's about $70 away, $68 away, $67.44, something like that. But I think it's going to hit it completely. I think it'll go there. So watch for that. And you guys take care. I'll see you guys later. So I'm sorry you feel that way. I will leave you to your device. Take hints very well. So what? What, Billy? Dude, there's fucking 6. Dude, quit being like that. Are you getting in one of your moods again? Don't do that shit to me. It's fucking. I've been live for 2 hours and 48 minutes, bro. You know, and I just don't have the chat volume on. So, you guys take care. Sorry if I missed your chat up there, Billy. Bye, guys. Cyber, have a nice evening.
Right back at you, bro. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.